What's up, family? Good to be with you. Jay Wilson out of Dallas, Anthony Smith out of Oakland, Seki Buj, man, Seski. I can't even pronounce your name. But it says Vivian Lee. So which one are you? Are you Vivian Lee White Gilliam, or are you Seske Bujovic from the Czech Republic? John Wallace out of Philly, St. Lucia. That's what's up. Great. Seattle, Washington, ATL, West Indies, Nancy out of Boston. Yeah, this is great, man. This is really, really fun. And I wanted to see you guys today. And those of you who are watching from the outside, I want you guys to know that we're hosting this digital slumber party. And if you want to join us and come inside the actual chat, you want to come inside the actual event, go to digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com, and you can register there. We are in a minute going to have to detach from the live stream because I'm going to play some music in a minute, and I don't want to get hit with no copyright strikes because you know how YouTube does, and they like to beat people up for playing any music that's already copywritten. Yvonne's out of Louisville. Okay. Lucky Love out of Dallas. Kathy out of Los Angeles. DJ out of LA. Hey, what's going on, DJ? How are you? Let's see, Wayne. Hey, Wayne, what's happening, man? What's happening? All right. So is anybody who in here got their ass kicked by the stock market this week? If you are a victim of a serious stock market ass whooping this week, raise your hand. Say I. How many investors we got in the house? Anybody invested? Anybody feeling kind of bad right now? I don't know if any of you are feeling bad. Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm in Dallas. Today is my birthday. Well, happy birthday. I don't see your name, but happy birthday. She says my cruise is canceled. Yeah. Alicia and I are actually going to go we're actually taking a cruise for our honeymoon, and we're really worried because we're sitting there thinking, damn, like we paid for that shit in advance. Like here I am trying to be financially responsible, and I went ahead and paid it all in advance. I was like, we set, baby, we set. We got it all paid for. And then this shit comes along out of nowhere. But you know what's crazy about the coronavirus to me is that, you have all these people that are these celebrities that are getting it, right? And these cases are going to take over the headlines and all this other stuff. But have any of these celebrities gotten sick? Tell me, can anybody name any celebrities that have gotten sick, died, had to go to the, where they show video of them on a stretcher with a respirator, has any of that happened anywhere? Like, has any celebrity anywhere that you've seen, got sick and died from this? Idris Elba got it. Tom Hanks got it. Tom Hanks is old, and I think he went home. He left the hospital. The basketball player, Gobert, he's got it. He's like, oh, I can play right now. His teammates got it. He said the same thing. I can play right now. So I'm not sitting there trying to say that it's not real. It's very real. But I think the question is it harmful for most people? Like what if, here's what would happen, right? If suddenly, and I'm not saying it's not a big deal. No, just make sure we're clear about that. I am not on any level minimizing the significance of the coronavirus. So I want to make sure we get that clear. Like, you should take all the precautions, do everything you're supposed to do. Be a good citizen and do that shit. Do what you're supposed to do. Like, do the fuck what you're supposed to do. That is my recommendation. That's what you're hearing from Dr. Boyce. I'm not a real doctor, but I play one on TV. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, do what you're supposed to do. But here's the thing, right? If it kills 2% of the people that catch the disease, and most of them are old, most of the deaths are to old people and sick people, should we shut the whole country down? If so, for how long? I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I'm just asking. It's kind of a weird ethical thing, right? It's like cars. Like, every day people die from car crashes. Does that say that we shouldn't drive because somebody's going to die? If we kept everybody home, then no one would die. There would be no deaths from car crashes if everybody stayed home. And I asked this question only because you see these celebrities getting the disease and none of them are sick. None of them are dying. None of them are showing symptoms. None of them are like, oh my God, I can't take it anymore. It's killing me. And so I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with that. Because at some point, y'all's asses got to go back to work. Or at some point, the restaurants got to open back up. They got to open the club up, open up the banks, and open up the well, the banks are open, but I guess digitally you got to. I mean, they're closing down everything. I know in our area they're closing down all the restaurants and everything. I ain't heard of nobody in our whole town that's got the virus. Not that, but knock on wood, right? But but they shut it all down, right? Okay, cool. All right, well, I think that's fine, but I wonder, like, at what point and in what way do we get back to life as usual? Like, at what point do we say, yeah, we're gonna take some hits, a couple million people gonna get this virus, maybe it's like, there are lots of people carrying all kinds of viruses. Like, for example, my sister is a doctor, and she said, oh yeah, lots of people have herpes. Like, most people got herpes, don't even know they got it, but they're giving it to other people, right? Like, so you got disease, you got viruses out there. And seriously, lady, men, everybody, if you out here just getting your freak on every single week with new people all the time, there's a good chance you may have. You just never got tested for a lot of you, right? So the question becomes, at what point do we just say, okay, it's like, we're going to treat it like the flu. If people get it, we have a protocol you take to get better. And some of y'all ain't going to get better. 2% of y'all are not going to get better. 2% of you are going to die, like similar to the flu, except 10 times higher, right? The flu, the mortality rate's much lower. But COVID-19 has a much higher mortality rate, which is about 2% versus, I guess 0.2% if it's 10 times greater. So I don't know. By the way, guys, in a second, I'm going to flip off the live stream in a minute because we're doing our digital slumber party. So if you want to join us, just go register at digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com. No, thank you, babe. I appreciate it. She writes me little notes. She comes up and she goes, shh, because she doesn't want to interrupt me. And she'll write, need coffee. See that? Look, there's her note. See that? That's a black woman right there. A black woman wrote me that note, a beautiful black woman. And I'm telling y'all, and speaking of black women, I'm in love with black women. I think black women are the best. Ain't nobody match a black woman. Black women at her best. Because I was watching Love and Hip Hop. And I just told Alicia, I said, I would not marry any of those women on this show right now. Like, none of those women, the long weaves and the nails and flopping their hair back, talking about, bitch, I might fuck you up, bitch. That's not appealing. There's nothing appealing about it. So those are not the black. I don't hate those black women. I believe they should get help. Like, they need, medication or a therapist or something, but that's not my type. So anyway, so shout out how much you love black women. If you're a black man, tell black women how much you love them. And by the way, so like I said, if we're gonna end the live stream in a minute, but if you want to follow and maintain and stay connected, go to digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com. We do have some things I want to cover with you guys today for fun, and I'm just going to show you stuff. I was sitting there thinking, like, what do you do? Like I told Alicia, I said, I just want to do like a slumber party. I just want to get together, because I always thought when I was a kid, I thought it was really fun when you didn't have to go to school the next day. So I was like, I want to get together with all my friends, all my blackest friends, and just hang out at midnight and just stay up and just do some random shit. So we're going to do random shit tonight. There's no like significant structure here. However, we are going to be intelligent. So what I'm going to do is show you, I want to show you guys this video. Alicia and I did, we're getting married July 11th. Everybody's invited. And we did this video for our photo shoot. And if you want to see the video, if you're on Instagram, you won't be able to see it on Instagram, guys. So if you want to see it and you're on Instagram, my Instagram is The Real Boyce Watkins. Just go to drboycetv.com or go to digitalslumberparty.com and you can actually watch this video. So I'm about to show this video and you guys can check it out. This is from our engagement photo shoot. And I just thought I'd share it with you guys.
So today is their photo engagement session. We are 137 days away from July 11, 2020, which is their big wedding day. Typically before your wedding, we have what's called an engagement session where they sit down with the photographer and take engagement photos. Those photos can be used for your save the dates. They can be used for pictures that we can use around the room at the reception. They can also be used for pictures that they use and framed in their house. So during that photo engagement session, there may be a wardrobe change. They may go outside, may stay indoors. We're going to try to capture as many moments as we can for their engagement session. So the plan for these photos is to be used for the save the date. So right now I have a stationary person that's working on a design for their save the dates. So with the pictures that we're going to use today, we're going to use those on the actual save the dates. Turnaround time hopefully is in 1 week. So we'll have these save the dates out. They'll be released and people will have them in their hands. Now Typically, we're actually a little bit behind for our engagement session, but we kind of had to square away the location first because remember, we didn't have a whole year to plan. So we kind of worked on about an 8-month scale for planning. So we're kind of behind about maybe a month and a half.
So what do y'all think? I don't know what you guys think about it, but I thought it would be kind of cool. We actually have a video crew that's actually capturing some of the action as we get prepared to get married on July 11th. And so you guys are actually invited. If you go to boyceandalicia.com, that's boyceandalicia.com, and the hashtag is boyceandalicia. If you want to follow some of the other stuff we've been putting up on the hashtag, if you go to boyceandalicia.com, you can RSVP for the wedding. We don't know if we're going to have to change the date because of the situation with the virus. Of course, we're taking it day by day. July is a long time down, but it's going to be in July. And if you want to know why we're doing this publicly, because I thought about it and I realized that, I really just, I remember when I was 16 and I remember my mother, was telling me, because I thought that, that if you didn't want to be around white people, that you were racist. I used to think stupid stuff like that because that's what they taught me in school. And my mother explained to me, why she at that time used to get offended when she saw a black man with a white woman. And I said, like, what do you mean? And she said, I said, it shouldn't matter, right? People say stuff like, well, it's love. Love is love. Love is everything. It doesn't matter who you fall in love with. And she said, well, because she said, it's really hard out here for a black woman. She said, it's hard out here to find the kind of man that you're looking for, and so, sometimes she said it actually upset her a little bit. And at that moment, at that very moment, when I was 16, I promised myself, I said, if I get married, I'm gonna marry me a black woman. And that's it. And lucky for me, I just think black women are just more attractive, like generally speaking, but it's probably my preference. I like the hips and, the stuff that black women have, what I'm talking about. And so the thing is that, I think that black love is really important. Like, I think that it's not just a social activity. It's institution building. It's, institutions are what preserve a community. When a community or a country loses its institutions, it falls apart. Like, that country falls into a state of chaos, like Syria lost its institutions. So it just kind of became this crazy place, run by warlords and everything else. Right. Well, so the same thing is true with the black community. You need your institutions. Your original, most important institution is your family. And so if black men and black women hate each other's guts, then we can't ever move forward as a community. So we decided, and I asked Alicia's permission about this, we decided that we wanted to go ahead and publicly share our engagement video and to share our wedding experience and to share the celebration of Black love publicly, even though we knew, I said, no, you got to be ready for this. I said, because you're going to have a lot of people that are wonderful, that are congratulatory, that are very supportive, but you're going to have some haters out here. You're going to have some people that are either bitter, nasty, negative people, the Negro naysayers, y'all know what I'm talking about. And I said, or you're going to have people that are going to think we out here stunting and flossing and fronting, right? Trying to show off. Right. And but we went ahead and did it because we wanted to make a statement that was an alternative to the Meghan Markle situations. Right. Because you saw that Meghan Markle, when she got married to that redhead white boy who made all his money from slave masters over in England, Prince William, whatever his name was, that didn't impress me. But lots of black people got excited about that. And they thought that was a come up. And, and all these like sort of interesting like swirler media outlets that are owned by white people like The Root were celebrating this like it was some sort of achievement for black people. Well, being next to white people is not an achievement for black people. Being next to white people does not make you a better black person. Being next to white people does not make you more successful. It doesn't mean that somehow you come up, somehow you've arrived. No, you haven't arrived. You've actually diluted yourself a little bit. Doesn't mean that that I'm clowning you if you're not married to a black person, because some of y'all might not be married to a black, and that's okay. I'm not dissing you at all. I got people in my family that chose that route, but I'm just saying to you that, I just really can't understand how any of us can even begin to even have a conversation where we can at least, consider the idea that the black man and the black woman, that they are superior, that they are superior catches for you in a relationship. That, sure, you got some crappy black men out here, you got some crappy black women out here, but, we're really special. And I really think that we have to sort of accept that idea in order for us to love each other enough to want to be together. Because if you can't be around each other, then you can't build nothing together. Your community cannot prosper if you hate each other's guts. And, they like right now, for example, look at what's happening right now in this country. Look at what's happening right now in America. You have what is called social distancing because of this virus, because everybody's scared to get the cooties from each other, right? The coronavirus, that's what it is. It's like super cooties, where it's like, I'm gonna stay away from you because I don't want to get your cooties, right? Because you might have the cooties even though you ain't showing no symptoms. So because of the super cooties, what's happening? You've got social distancing where people are separate from each other and they're not going near each other. They're saying, don't go to work, everybody stay home. Don't go spend money, or keep your money at home. Don't open up your business, keep your business shut. Stay away, because other people are dangerous. Well, I kind of feel like that's a reflection of how the Black community has operated with each other for a very long time. Like I said, I think that's how Black people have operated toward one another when it comes to love and relationships. So I saw this picture. I put it on my Instagram. Let me pull it up on the screen. I'm gonna screen share it with you guys. And those of you who are on the gram, you can just scroll down and see it. But I put this picture up on my Instagram, and it was a picture of a bunch of NBA players, all-stars, and all their wives and girlfriends. And I'm not one to go around judging, another man's relationship choice, but I saw this picture, right? And look at that pipicture, man. You got this dude. I don't know who this dude is. His girl, that she ain't Black. She don't look Black. This girl, this guy, the Greek freak, whatever his name is, she don't look Black. This is James Harden. He's dating another girl who's pretty much another Kardashian. I think he dated a Kardashian. Anthony Davis and this lady, I don't know nothing about her. I'm not dissing these people. I'm just saying, look at these people and look at LeBron. LeBron's the only one in here who's got him a beautiful chocolate brown skinned Black woman that he's been in love with since high school. I just really think that's interesting because it reflects the fact that I remember going to LA and hearing about nightclubs, where they would tell the people at the nightclub, like don't let the dark-skinned Black women in. Like if Black women if they're not light-skinned or whatever, don't let them in. And now mind you, I'm marrying a Black woman who happens to be light-skinned, but she's as offended by this as I am. And we talk about that all the time. She grew up in the hood. She's, like the hood of Gary. If you've ever been to Gary, Indiana, it's the hood. And she's 100% Black, but at the same time, it's sort of like this weird thing where we discriminate against our own women. And I think that it's kind of strange. I don't want to judge. I don't want to be nasty. I don't want to be mean, but I just kind of wonder like what's really going through your head and why, none of these men, in this picture are with Black women. Like you should be chasing Black women. Like Black women should be a premium catch for you, and I just don't get it. I mean, Black women are the ones who stand by us when nobody else does. So I just I'm offended by that shit. I really am a little bit, I'm honestly kind of offended by this. So rather than me ranting and talking shit about other people and getting in trouble because I'm because people think I'm dissing them, I chose to instead celebrate the Black woman that I'm going to marry, to celebrate Black love and to do it publicly. Even though I ain't gonna lie, there are times when it feels very awkward. It's like, oh God, here I'm out here just telling everybody our business. But you know what, man? We got to make Black love like the coolest thing in the world. Like it's got to be like the coolest achievement a man can have. And one thing that I've seen that's been really exciting is to watch all the brothers that are stepping up and showing pictures. We put stuff up. We put our picture up, our engagement pictures and everything. And there were brothers that were putting pictures up of themselves with their Black woman like on their arm. And I thought that was really cool. That really made me proud because, the men, like I'm really proud of the men that follow me. Like I'm really proud of you. Like I don't get to say it much, but when I see you guys, I'm so proud of you because you're like the soldiers. You're the soldiers that are holding the community together. And weak ass men don't hang out here very long. Weak ass men go in the other direction. And the strongest men are the ones who stick around. And those are the ones that I respect. So let me just say that, give a shout out to strong Black men, to strong Black women. And I believe that I believe that strength is a positive attribute. I believe strength is a compliment. I see these weak ass watered down media outlets like The Root saying things like, well, we need to get rid of the stigma of the strong Black woman. Black women ain't got to be strong. Yeah, I understand. A lot of Black women carry the whole weight of the world on their back. And I think that they could use some support and some help. And I don't think they should have to feel that way. But there's nothing shameful about being seen as strong. Being strong is not an insult. Being seen as strong, being called strong is a compliment. Like that, I don't want to be called a weak Black man or a pathetic Black man. I want to be called a strong Black man. And I know that strength comes with pain. I know that strength comes with some trauma. I know that being strong means you have to go through some shit. I ain't never met strong person who didn't go through some shit. Most strong people I know have gone through the shit. And that's how they become the shit. You can't become the shit unless you go through some shit and work through and deal with your shit. If you can't come through some shit, then you will never be the shit. So I am the shit because I dealt with shit. So anybody in who is the shit, just say, I am the shit. If you are the shit, identify yourselves right now in the chat, because I'm looking for the other black people who are the shit. And I'm just here to tell you that because you are African-American, because you went through the slave dungeons, your ancestors went through the slave dungeons, because your ancestors were the ones who survived the Middle Passage, who chose not to die somehow on that ship where everybody died, because your ancestors were the ones who survived 250 years of the worst, most brutal slavery in the history of all mankind, because your ancestors were the ones who survived 100 and something years of Jim Crow, because your ancestors were the ones who survived the crack epidemic and mass incarceration and all these years of benign neglect from the Democrats and the Republicans alike, you are the shit. Like, you are the shit. Go ahead and say it. Accept that about yourself. You're the shit. We're the greatest. We're unbelievable. We can't be fucked with. Like, we are extraordinary people, and we need to own that shit. And also, the reason I wanted to be next to a black woman is because you can't tell me I'm not a pharaoh and she's not a goddess, that we're not sitting on that throne together and able to do whatever we put our minds to. So yes, I am Dr. Boyce and she is Dr. Alicia, and you better say it twice, motherfucker, because we are the shit. So if you are the shit, go ahead and acknowledge it. Own that shit, please, because I want you to just feel good about who you are, feel good about yourself, feel good about your community, and stop letting these people tell you that you are second rate. You are not second rate. You are not a second class citizen. You do not deserve that status, and you should not accept that from anybody ever in your life. You got that? I hope you're listening to me. And I don't mean to get all emotional. I apologize, man. I'm just embarrassing myself. But this is coming out, and God's pulling it out of me, so I'm gonna let it come out. But I just want to just tell you, man, like, you can do it. Whatever it is you're going through, you can do it. You can do it. So let me stop. I'm done. I'm sorry. Everybody who's watching, if you want to come into the Digital Slumber Party, I'm about to show a video. And I don't even know if it's going to cause a copyright issue on the YouTube channel, but you know what? I'm gonna show it anyway. I'm gonna try to keep the live stream going. And if you're on Instagram and you want to watch the video, please go to drboycetv.com. That's drboycetv.com. And yeah, I'm not totally embarrassed about it. I feel a little bit awkward that I had a couple of tears there, but I actually I tend to cry when I get pumped up about something, because you know where it comes from. Honestly, where it comes from is from my inner child. When I was little, you know, I dealt with you know, some low self-esteem. You know, I dealt with feeling, you know, unloved. When I was little, I remember feeling like, you know, like I wasn't that smart. I didn't understand how anybody could love me. I really felt that way as a child, you know. And so so when I get pumped up, it's like sometimes that part of me comes out. It comes out because it's like you're not gonna stop me. Like, whatever it is you're trying to do, like, you're not gonna stop me. And because I've been given this opportunity to have, you know, some sort of influential role in the Black community, you know, I've just translated that language to say, you're not going to stop us. You know, and I've become an absolute master at understanding and accepting my own greatness, but accepting it in a humble way, in the sense of saying, I'm not better than anybody, but ain't nobody gonna be better than me. So if you want to know where I come from, and since it's late at night and we just talking shit, I'm just going to tell y'all how I'm going to lay it all out here. This was not a gathering with a specific purpose. This is just really us hanging out and talking. But if you want to know what drives me, it's because, you know, as a kid, I got tired of people. I got tired of the white man telling me I wasn't good enough. I got tired of dealing with Black people who were telling me I wasn't good enough. I got tired of, you know, waiting for the world to love me, and I learned to love myself, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, when you get that internal fire, like, you just can't be stopped. Like, you just can't be stopped. So stop waiting for other people to validate you. Stop waiting for other people to acknowledge you. Stop waiting for other people to love you. You're Black. You ain't got no allies. You know, you're Black. Everybody hates your guts for the most part. You're Black. Anything that you want in this world, you're gonna have to fight for it. And I can just tell you, you know, you can fight for that and you can get that, but you're gonna have to decide that that's what you want. So anyway, let me slow down. Let me get back to something more optimistic. I didn't mean to go off like that. I apologize, guys. But it came out of me, so it is what it is. I want to show you guys this video, and it's a video. I showed my students this video, and it relates to Black economics. And we always talk about reparations and stuff like that. And there's this really great video in Ebony that you might have seen called "How to Sell to the Negro." And I thought that as you are thinking about, what wealth building looks like in your community and how other people build their wealth from the Black community. And by the way, if you want to get to the Slumber Party, Brian, just go to digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com. All right. So if you want to understand, I want you to look at this video. This video was made about 60 years ago, and it was made by Ebony Magazine to basically get white people to advertise with their magazine. Now, Ebony, as you've seen, because Ebony's business model was flawed, Ebony's pretty much all but dead. And so effectively, this video, How to Sell to the Negro, though, kind of shows you how they got their original advertisers. So let me show you guys this video. I think it's really interesting to watch. And I might skip through some of it if we have to jump around a little bit. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Bob Trout. I've got a story here that I think is big, really big, because it's bound to have a terrific impact on business. I'm talking about a new market, a big new market, millions upon millions of new prospects with $15 billion to spend. That's right, I said $15 billion. That's a lot of money, isn't it? The surprising thing is that it's a fresh market, still full of opportunities. It grew up so fast, got so big in a hurry, that few of us realize its scope. Now, these days, nobody's likely to pass up chances to sell. And yet right here in our own front yard, there's a neglected market. There's money waiting to be spent. To get the story of this market, to be able to tell you the secret of selling the Negro, we did a lot of digging. We talked to leading businessmen, to customers, and to salesmen. We went to Washington, D.C. We set up cameras and other key points around the nation. And out of this all, there emerged a story, the story of a new market. Yes, this is the market we're talking about, the new Negro family. Their name is Wells or Wilson, Smith or Brown or Alexander or Breen. They live in Chicago, in Atlanta.
By the way, I see what you said. The link is invalid. It's not invalid. If you go to digitalslumberparty.com, that's digitalslumberparty.com. So 3 words, digitalslumberparty.com. You should be able to find it.
New York, in Detroit, St. Louis, Los Angeles, any one of 1,000 cities and towns. All over the country, families such as this are enjoying new prosperity. They have new interests, new standards of living, a buying power they've never enjoyed before. They're good prospects for practically all types of goods and services. All too often, though, they're overlooked prospects. Why? Because of some good, valid reason? No. They're overlooked because of mistaken ideas, because of out-of-date ideas about how the Negro lives and how he buys. The truth of the matter is that the Negro lives pretty much the same as other folks. He buys pretty much the same way, too. But just the same, a lot of old doubts and opinions keep cropping up over and over again.
I don't like to do business with Negroes. They're drifters. You can't keep track of them.
Yes, although a lot of people think that way, the truth is that 1 out of every 3 Negro families living in cities today owns its own home. That figure comes directly from the United States Bureau of Census.
Maybe so, but Negroes are poor credit risks.
Not more of a credit risk than any other group. Actually, the Negro homebuyer meets his payments faithfully, often more faithfully than other race groups in the same economic level. That's the information we got from people who ought to know, the National Association of Real Estate Boards.
Well, maybe, but I've always heard that Negroes buy shoddy, poor-quality merchandise.
No, it's just the other way around. According to leading researchers, in proportion to population and income, Negroes buy more quality products than any other comparable United States group.
Give me a yes or no real quick if you guys are able to hear this video. Okay, if you can hear it and see it, give me a yes or no in the chat. Let me know. I just want to make sure you guys can see it. Let me, I'm going to check the chat if I can. My computer is acting, it always acts crazy. Let me see. Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing for a minute. Give me a yes. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. Okay, good. All right. So sorry about that. I just want to make sure everybody can hear it and see it.
You see, there are a lot of confused notions about the Negro customer. But when you dig right down and find out about them, they just don't hold water. Negroes own homes. They meet their payments faithfully. They buy good brands of merchandise. So why let a lot of old-fashioned ideas hurt profits? Take a look at the real facts. Here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, some amazing facts and figures about this new market have been uncovered. For a first-hand report, we would like to take you directly to the United States Department of Commerce to hear this story from the Secretary of Commerce himself. Here is the Honorable Sinclair Weeks, the Secretary of Commerce of the United States.
In the Department of Commerce, we are constantly alert to trends that mean a healthier national economy, better business for the nation as a whole. Recently, we have been interested in a rising young market, one that represents a huge potential for goods and services. I'm referring to the new Negro market. The tremendous buying power of this group is backed, of course, by an increased earning power. The average Negro family's income is at a record high. In fact, since 1939, it has increased more than the average income of all other Americans. Just take a look at a few figures. An official Department of Commerce report shows that at least 1/3 of the Negroes living in cities earn from $2,000 to $5,000 a year. Today, the average Negro wage earner brings home a paycheck 4 times larger than the one he collected in 1939. As a whole, the Negro market has a total income of about $15 billion every year. And after taxes, Negro families still have many billions of dollars to spend. Here is a buying power that cannot help but have a tremendous effect on our national economy and on business prosperity in general. When these dollars are spent for a wide range of goods, services, and employment, business everywhere is bound to feel the impact.
This new buying power has resulted in a class Negro market, a profitable, above-average income group of consumers. For example, the nation's largest newspaper and magazine research organization, Daniel Starch and Staff, reports these significant figures. More than 51% of the readers of Ebony magazine have a record player in their homes. Almost 64% own a television set. And almost 78% enjoy the convenience of an electric refrigerator. It is also a fact, and this is from the magazine The Food Field Reporter, that Negroes spend almost $3 billion a year for food alone. Per capita, they buy more cosmetics, drugs, and toiletries than anyone else in the country. And their children are better educated, too, because since 1930, enrollment in Negro colleges is up 2,500%. But really, to recognize the importance of this class Negro market, we must realize that something has been happening economically in our country. People are on the move. The population is shifting. The makeup of metropolitan populations today is different than it was just a few short years ago. To give you a better idea of what we mean, we set up several cameras, candid cameras, in a number of shopping locations. Take a look at these shoppers. Notice what a large proportion of them are Negroes. What's the reason? It's simply this. Negro families are moving into the cities where there are more job opportunities. Here they find occupations with more prestige and security, jobs that pay more money. As a result, Negro families today often make up the largest part of Central City consumer prospects. A shoe store in Chicago's Loop, for example, reports that more than 50% of its customers are Negroes. In another case, a drugstore located at a transfer point in a non-Negro neighborhood finds that its Negro customers total 25%. The trend is plain. The new Negro families today are moving into more populated areas, to the cities, where there are more stores, more buying opportunities. Since 1940, in San Francisco alone, the Negro market has increased by 89%. In Chicago, by 81%. Houston, Texas, 45%. Philadelphia, 50%. The impact of this new buying force is so tremendous that actually in 14 major United States markets, a product cannot be number one without Negro support. A product must have the backing of this big new buying power to be a leader in the field. What do you have to sell? Chewing gum or cars? Toothpaste or transportation? Whatever it is, here are millions of prospects. And these prospects are everywhere. Negro customers can no longer be pigeonholed. They cannot be classified as prospects who trade only in certain stores, certain neighborhoods. Today, Negroes shop downtown. They shop in supermarkets. They shop in small neighborhood stores. They'll buy from anyone who wants to sell to them. But we all know that before you can sell to customers, you've got to get to know them. You must understand something about them. What do the Negro customers buy? Why do they buy? How do you sell to them? Let's find out. Let's hear the opinion of men who have spent a lifetime studying the buying habits of customers the world over. Here is what sales psychologists have to say about selling to the Negro.
The secret of selling to the Negro is expressed in one word. That word is recognition. Now, there's nothing unusual about that. People want to be recognized. They need recognition. That's basic in all of us. But perhaps because he's had so little of it, the Negro needs even more. He needs to feel important and appreciated. This need is a very real and important one. It shows up even in many of the Negro's shopping habits. Anyone who sells or wants to sell to the Negro customer should know about some of these habits. 3 habits in particular play a big part in every sales transaction. To begin with, most Negroes buy by brand. They ask for products by name. They're quick to turn down off brands. Do you wonder why? Well, listen to what this customer is thinking.
That last hat I bought just didn't hold up at all.
You see, for a long time, the Negro has been sold a lot of shoddy, second-class merchandise. So now he asks for name brands in order to make sure he gets his money's worth. Buying by brand, that's the first important Negro buying habit. Now for the second. The Negro buys good quality merchandise. Symbols of quality and prestige are very important to the Negro customer. This woman, for example, is buying fine crystalware. But she is also buying the admiration and approval of her friends and relatives. Listen to her thoughts.
My, isn't it beautiful? I can hardly wait to show it to Sally and Joan.
It's a well-known fact that many Negro customers are influenced by the opinions of others. What their friends may think of a certain item often decides whether or not the sale is made. So remember, the Negro buys quality merchandise. That's the second important point. And here's the third thing to remember when selling to a Negro customer. When he specifically asks for one thing, don't try to sell him something else. Don't try to switch him at the point of sale. If you do, he'll probably react something like this.
Doesn't he think I've got the money to pay for it?
There's a reason for this reaction. Again, because he's had experience with cheap merchandise, The Negro resents being offered a substitute. He wants to be sold on quality, not price. The Negro buys by brand, he buys quality, and he doesn't like to be switched at point of sale.
So what do y'all think about that? I mean, does that sound familiar at all? Does any of that sound like maybe they could make that video today and talk about black folks? I want to pause for a minute. And first of all, I want to let everybody know what's going on. We're having our digital slumber party. So if you're asking if this is the digital slumber party that I've been talking about all week, yes, it is. Because I figured that since we're all quarantined in our houses and everything, we would get together online and do something late at night. And I thought it would just kind of be fun. We could let loose a little bit. But if you want to actually come into the actual chat, into the actual Zoom meeting, just go to digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com. And you can actually log in and register and come on in from there. Those of you on Instagram, especially, because Instagram, my phone's about to die, and I got you guys on my phone, so it's going to die. So you can go there, or you can also go to drboystv.com. That's my YouTube channel, drboystv.com. So let me point out a couple of things that I saw there that I think are worth looking at. One is he mentioned that in the secret to selling to the Negro is that recognition is important. He needs to be recognized. He wants to feel important and appreciated, right? So effectively, what they're pointing out is that because you have been oppressed in a certain way, because you've been treated as a second-class citizen, you need white folks to acknowledge you. Like, you need them to validate you. You need them to tell you that you matter, and that's their way of getting your money. No differently from the way a frat boy might tell a girl she's pretty so he can get a piece of ass, right? So basically, because remember, when you're always the consumer, you never really win, the economic game. The economic game is not built to favor the consumer. The economic game is built to favor who? The producer, right? So that's why, for example, in our kids program, we have a Black Business School for Children, Black Millionaires of Tomorrow. What we do is we tell the kids to keep their poise. P-O-I-S-E. Poise stands for producer, owner, investor, saver, entrepreneur. P-O-I-S-E. Producer, owner, investor, saver, entrepreneur. And I want you guys to go repeat that to your children, like P-O-I-S-E, producer, owner, investor, saver, entrepreneur. I want you to repeat that to your kids, maybe put it on your refrigerator, because this is the mantra that our kids need to have at an early age, so they'll know how to play the economic game. And so when you talk about somebody making you feel important and appreciated so they can get your money, find a way to give them that early so they don't go looking for love in all the wrong places, right? A person who's looking for love in all the wrong places is going to end up being vulnerable to the pimps. The pimps don't look for people with high self-esteem. The pimps look for people with low self-esteem. The pimps don't look for people who are highly educated. They look for people who have no education, right? The pimps don't look for people that have lots of confidence. They look for people that have low confidence, right? So if you have low confidence, low self-esteem, and low education, and low self-awareness, then you're going to be pimped. So effectively, that 1.3 trillion that we have, that we spend every year, we get pimped out of that because our self-esteem and our education, our understanding is very, very low. That's why Popeye's Chicken studies us the way you study rats in a lab in order to figure out ways to get our money. The other thing that he mentioned is he said something very important. He talked about Black folks, the Negro, needs symbols of quality and prestige that will achieve admiration and approval from their friends and relatives. They are very sensitive to the opinions of others. So symbols, the word symbol is very important. Symbol matters. The word symbol, it made me think about how you can win elections, how you can get Black votes. You can get Black dollars the same way you get Black votes. You give symbolism. That's why Joe Biden, for example, he's a master of symbolism. That's why Barack Obama was a master of symbolism, because they know that because Black people have that low self-esteem issue going on, and because we care about the prestige and the symbolism of things, they didn't actually have to really do anything tangible or real. They can provide symbolism, and that would be okay. So anyway, let me pull this video up. And by the way, I want to mention to you guys, if you're interested in our program for children, and you want to sign your kids up, you can go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Somebody type that in. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And actually, for everybody that's here, for today only, those who are attending the Digital Slumber Party, you can use the code word Digital Slumber Party, all one word, and get 70% off anything that you sign up for in the Black Business School, but only for tonight. After tonight, the code isn't going to work anymore. So you can use the code Digital Slumber Party and get 70% off. So our kids program is at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. There are digital modules on everything that your child would need to know about wealth. Also, there are self-study exams, all kinds of things that your child can use. And our guarantee is that if you don't feel that your child, after they go through all the material, has the financial literacy level of the average college educated adult, just email us, email support@theblackbusinessschool.com, and we will give you a full refund. That's how good this program is. And that's our plan to put Black children ahead of everybody else when it comes to economic intelligence. We don't want to catch up. We don't want to be equal. We don't want to be integrated. We don't want to be blended in. We don't want inclusion. We don't want equality. We want to actually take the lead. And I believe that we can do that. I have a PhD in finance, so I know exactly what we need in that area. So let me go ahead and lay this out here, and so we can finish this video. Here we go.
These are the keys to selling the Negro customer. Another point. The Negro family does things together, as a group. The family works as a unit. It lives as a unit, and it buys as a unit. When you sell to one member, you many times sell to all. It's also true that many places of entertainment are still closed to the Negro. So he spends more of his money for the things that are available to him, often for items that are considered luxuries. Another trait of the Negro market is the fact that it is a pre-sold market. We know that the Negro buys by brand, and he buys the brands that he knows something about. Where does the Negro buyer get this information? We know that Negro customers are turning more and more to the publications that are tailored specifically to their needs, that give them the news and the information that they want to read about. Many leading businessmen and companies already know this. That's why so many of them are taking this direct, sure route of reaching the Negro customer. The vice president of advertising of the Drew & Watch Company, for example, says this.
In many important cities throughout the United States, Negroes are important customers of the credit jeweler. Therefore, it seemed that Ebony magazine would be a very important advertising medium for us. We would say it was very well received, and from our viewpoint, a very successful campaign.
From the Remington Rand Company comes this statement.
Our records show that advertising in Ebony has been effective in many ways. As all good advertising should, it has built a terrific amount of goodwill and has brought a volume of sales and sales inquiries.
A representative of the Alaga Syrup Company makes this statement.
Because of Alaga's regard for the influence of Ebony in the Negro market, advertising space was doubled. Alaga's long experience in selling to Negroes now takes the most direct route to its best customers, reaching Ebony's 2.5 million audience in every issue.
And here are the statements of still other business leaders.
Yes, many business leaders are discovering the most direct and most efficient way of reaching the new Negro market. Look here at the results of the same advertisement in two different publications, Ebony and another general magazine. You can see that proportionately, more men and women read the ad in Ebony than the one in the other magazine. And they did a better job of remembering it, too. A greater percentage of readers noted, associated, and remembered the ad in Ebony. But now, wait a minute. If the Negro market is so big and easy to reach, why aren't more companies going out after it? Well, often because of the feeling that there's something entirely different, unusual about selling to the Negro. But is it really so different? What do salesmen say?
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing. But I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. So by the way, some of you are asking me to repeat the code. Yeah, the program for children is at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Somebody please type that in. Also, the code you can use to get 70% off. And you can do that for anything you want in the Black Business School for the time that you're here because you came out. You can use the code Digital Slumber Party. So 3 words, Digital Slumber Party, all is one word together. And you get 70% off whatever you want to sign up for. It's totally up to you. And also, just to show you guys just how good our business school for children is. I want to actually play a quick little testimonial from a mom who signed her son up for the program. Just so you guys can sort of see what we got going on. One of the things that we believe is we believe in the Black core of three. We believe Black people should educate our own children, create our own jobs, and support Black businesses. I believe that if we do that, that's how we take the lead. So that's why instead of wedding gifts, Alicia and I don't want any wedding gifts. We actually created a foundation, the Boyce and Alicia Watkins Foundation. And the number one goal of the foundation, the only goal of that foundation, is to support independent Black-owned schools. So I've already spoken with Marcus Klein from Freedom Home Academy International. I'm going to go down there and do some stuff. Cheryl Irvin from the new Al Cabalan School down in Florida. Also, the Muhammad University of Islam. I've spoken there twice. These schools, I visited Freedom Home Academy, and I also visited the Muhammad University of Islam. And these Black children sounded like graduate students, like they were literally 12 years old. And they were asking me questions that MBA students used to ask me when I was teaching at Syracuse. So we've got the solution. We already know how to educate our own kids. We already know how to get the job done. We already know how to elevate our children. So I just need to ask you real quick, seriously, like, why are we still sending our children to inferior people to educate them and indoctrinate them into white supremacist thinking? You see, the problem for Black folks is white supremacy in many cases, but it's not the white man's white supremacy that's the problem. He can think he's superior to me all day long. The problem with white supremacy is not the white supremacy possessed by whites, it's the white supremacy possessed by Blacks. And Willie D came on, Willie D from the Ghetto Boys came in, and he said, what do you mean black people white supremacists? I said, think about it. When your child is born, you send your child to a white man to educate your child because you feel that somehow your child's going to get a better education that way. Instead, they go to school and they learn to worship slave masters like George Washington and don't know anything about slave liberators like Marcus Garvey. What sense does it make that children would know more about slave masters than slave liberators? When you go and you get a job, many of y'all, first job you had, you weren't working in the Black community, you were working for a white man. So when you went to give your labor, you gave it to a white business to build up their business instead of building your own. When you went to college, some of y'all are still in debt. How many of y'all still got student loans? How many of you in here right now hate your damn student loans? How many of you get your student loan payments and literally are just like, man, what the fuck is this shit? Seriously, you're mad about this because you went in debt to the point where some of y'all, unfortunately, I hate saying it, but some of y'all might be in debt till you die. And I'm not hating it. I can give you solutions, but it's just really talking about real facts here. And why did you do that? Well, so that you could get an education from a white-owned institution. They suck up all your money like a crack pipe, right? And then you're left with nothing. You're left with a piece of paper that it has no inherent value. It only has value because you thought that it was a ticket to let you into an economic system that was going to elevate your condition, right? And it didn't work. It didn't work. So what I'm simply trying to sit here and say is I believe in Black institution building. So if you want to know why I'm publicly talking about my marriage to Alicia, it's because we're building that institution. If you want to know why I talked to you about that foundation, where we're going to take that money and we're going to be fully transparent. It ain't no hanky-panky, hokey-pokey with the money. We're going to tell you what we're going to do with it. We are going to support and try our best to build Black schools, because we believe in institution building. We are taking over Black Hollywood, or at least our little section of it. When I was in Atlanta this week with Andre C. Hatchett, and we did our event in Atlanta, I had conversations with Chanel Walker, who is a filmmaker who works at Oprah Winfrey Studios, and we were talking about doing Black films and building up our section of Black Hollywood. We've already made several films. We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on these movies, and we're going to keep on going. I spoke with Rick Mathis, who made the film Black Friday. We talked about how we could reach out to all that Black talent in Atlanta and really start producing great high quality films that can take us a step beyond what Tyler Perry's done. God bless Tyler Perry, but we're trying to do something a little bit different. So this is what the thinking is with all of this. So long story short, I believe that in order for us to win in this competition, because we are in a war, whether you believe it or not, we're in a competition, we're in a battle, we're in a war. I believe that we're going to have to think outside the box. I'm a believer that we have to let go of the old ways of doing things, even though we grew up believing that this was the right way. We grew up learning and hearing about the civil rights marches and, what Dr. King did, and Black folks getting their head bashed in so they can go sit at a white man's lunch counter. We learned about all of that. And I thought that was the way to go. And then as time went on, I was like, wait, this don't make no damn sense. This is some weird reverse awkward psychology that they're planting in our brain to make us believe that this whole I'm going to beg you to be nice to me. I'm going to beg you to give me an opportunity that approach is actually going to work. It's not going to work. It's just not. It's just not. So I just really think we can do a lot. I think we have a lot, So anyway, let me show you guys. So this business school for children that we built, because that's my master plan. I believe with my PhD, I know how to put these things together. I believe that one way that Black folks can just take the lead. I mean, I'm talking about do something bigger than what the Jews are doing. Is we can actually start educating our children on business the way we educate them on football and basketball. I believe that if we have our Black boys and Black girls spend as much time learning business and economics and investing at an early age as they spend learning football, basketball, and going to cheerleading camp, that we will dominate. We will absolutely, positively, relentlessly, without a doubt, dominate other cultures. So I'm gonna show you a little quick testimonial from Dr. Shauna Etienne. This is when I first met the sister. I know her now, but I did not know her then when she made this video. But this is her talking about the transformation that occurred when she put her child in the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow Black Business School for Children. Check it out.
Hi guys. So I decided to post a video today because it's way too much to type, but I wanted to tell you guys about my son and why I loaned my 11-year-old son $500 after he got suspended from school for 2 days. I can't leave out that little piece of information because it's very important. So nonetheless, to answer the question, why did he get suspended from school for 2 days? The same reason why he's gotten suspended from school before, talking back to a teacher. And what I've learned about my son is a justice seeker. He's somebody, if he feels that you're wrong, he's going to argue you tooth and nail to try to prove a point. And some teachers can't take that. They view that as disrespectful. In our school district, they say it's very disrespectful, not realizing I teach my children to express themselves. But this is not about why he got suspended. This really is about why I loaned him $500. So there's a guy on Facebook. His name is Dr. No disrespect, Dr. Boyce Watkins. And I woke up on Monday morning of this week and I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my son that he's suspended for 2 days. I mean, I always take him to work with me. This is getting kind of played out because he answers the phones, he takes my clients' credit card payments, and okay, whatever. He's not going to learn his lesson that way. And even though I don't know what would teach him, I'm tired. I'm tired of taking a hoverboard. I'm tired of taking a PlayStation. I'm tired of taking computer privileges. I'm tired. That stuff doesn't work. And I don't beat my kids, and I'm not going to beat my children because that's not going to work either. They're not slaves. There's no need to get beaten. It's not going to work either. So this time instead, I came across this ad, and it was about financial literacy for children, because in every course that they give, each module, I think it's like 3 modules, each course has a quiz that they can take and you can monitor how they're doing. So I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to financially educate my child, and this is going to be his punishment. After day 3, oh my gosh, just having a conversation with my son, just talking about annuities, perpetuities, loans, credit, what's credit reports, what is a liquidable asset, an illiquidable asset. He talked about collateral, what's collateral damage, tax brackets for short-term investments versus long-term investments. You name it. Like he's on point. He got it. So I said, what am I going to do with this information? He has it, but how do I put the theory into practice? So what I decided to do was to loan him $500, open up an Ameritrade account with him, and allow him to apply what he learned. He played around with it, researched different stocks, and he hasn't invested the stocks that he wants right now because he's researching them, but he's going to take that $500 loan and he's going to invest it in some stocks in some companies so he can own a piece of something. And I'm all for it. I'm totally for it. He's like psyched about it. He's so happy. So I said, what are you going to give me as collateral to see if he's learning what Dr. Boyce Watkins is teaching him? So he thinks about it. He looks around his room. He looks at the stuff that he has, and he's like, my PS4. I said, okay, but I'm not going to be able to sell that for $500. And he was like, my PS4, my hoverboard, and my flat screen, my TV. First of all, his TV's only like 19 inches, so whatever. I'm not even interested in it, but it's a smart TV, whatever. I said, okay, good. The television, the hoverboard, the PS4. If I don't get my $500 back, I take those items and I sell them. So he was like, ugh. You could tell he got a little nervous, but he was like, game. He goes, Mom, what if I make $1,000? I just want $500 back. I'm not even charging you interest. He was like, no interest, no interest. What if I make $1,500? I want $500 back. So I get to keep 1,000. You get to keep 1,000. And he's like, no interest, no interest. He's like, deal. And I love that. I love that he's excited about that because this kid is so freaking smart. He's in 7th grade, but he's 11 years old because he got skipped. He's already functioning at a high school level. This kid is so freaking smart. Beating him is not going to work. Okay? Taking away the video games and the computer, the laptop, all the stuff that he has, that's not going to work. That's not going to work for him. I'd rather give him the tools and resources he needs to be successful and financially free. I'd rather do that now so that when he's my age, he doesn't have to learn how I learned. I don't want my son to be a black statistic. I don't want my son to be dead in the street at the hands of a police officer or another black male. I don't want my son to be a black man in jail. I don't want my son to have 5 baby mamas and 10 kids. I don't want that for my children. So I'm trying to teach them now. And I've always been that kind of mom. I've always been a little different than most. Not all, but different than a lot of other people. Is my children, I got to invest in them because that's my lineage. That's how I live on beyond this life form. So maybe I'm speaking over some people's head, whatever. This is not an endorsement for Dr. Boyce Watkins. I don't know this man personally at all. I just responded to an ad I saw on Facebook, and I'm intentional about how I spend my money. If it's a black business, I'm going to invest in it. And I'll see where it goes. But I know I like the results that I see with my child. I know I'm psyched for him that he gets to play the stock market and own a piece of various companies. He's thinking about Netflix. He's thinking about Tesla, which is one of those electric cars. Like he can afford that stock because it's like $19, $20 or something like that. But I like that. I like that his mind is going. So I really want to encourage people to think outside the box. I don't think in a box because I've never been in a box. So there's no need for me to think outside the box. I think out of this world. But nonetheless, I want that to be for my child. And I want people to start taking different approaches with their children. We got to stop beating our kids. That's not working. We got to stop like screaming at them, cursing at them. It's not working. It's never worked. It's never going to work. We have to try something different. Try investing in your children. Try setting them up in a future in ways that your mother never did for you or your father never did for you. Just be different. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I love what I do with my kids, and I'm excited about their future, and I just want to see where my son takes this, and I want my $500 back. Check it out. I mean, you never know. It might work for your child as well. Have a great night, guys. Love.
Okay, so so I wanted to share that with you guys. And so feel free to take a look at the program. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. You can actually, because you're here at the Digital Slumber Party, there's 2 options. You could pay to have lifetime access forever, or you could, there's a monthly fee. It's about, I think, $69 a month, but you can get 70% off the monthly fee by using the code word Digital Slumber Party. All 3 words together, Digital Slumber Party. Use that tonight for tonight only, and you can get 70% off. So our goal is not to charge a bunch of money for anything. It's really to have the money that we need for operating expenses and stuff like that. And so it's a worthy investment, because I can tell you, there's nothing worse than having a child who isn't economically prepared, who isn't economically capable of being an asset to your life. I knew a guy who he was kind of raised as the baby of his family. And so sometimes when you're the baby, you never grow out of that. I don't know if anybody's ever known somebody who started as the baby and they just kind of stayed the baby. Even when they were 40 years old, they were still the baby. Like, you got a rapper called Da Baby. And basically, he got in his 30s and he never showed up to like actually help his mother. He would just show up to borrow money. And then he got in his 40s, he would still show up to borrow money. Got in his 50s, he was borrowing money. Now by this time, his mother was 75 years old. And so she needed help. And he wasn't a guy that would show up and cut his mother's grass or help her out financially. He was a guy that would show up and say, hey, Mom, I need you to bail me out of jail. Or, hey, Mama, I've totaled my car. I need some money. Hey, Mama, I need money to have a place to live. And she died. I mean, she literally died, struggling because the son that she had was not able to be an asset to her life and instead he was a liability. So my belief is that as a community, we really got to do better in terms of building stronger children. For the boys, you need economically strong boys. Every black man should learn how to be an entrepreneur by the time he's 12 years old, in case he ever decides to quit his job. Every girl needs to know how to make her own money so she's not victimized by some man who decides he wants to tell her what to do or control her life over dollar bills. You know, you got a lot of little girls out here going through R. Kelly type situations that they don't feel like they can get out of because they don't know how to make their own money, and they think that the only way they can have money is by doing special favors for some horrible man. So feel free to check it out. Somebody type it in. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. The discount code to get 70% off for tonight only is Digital Slumber Party. But you can use that code anywhere in the Black Business School. So for any program, my stock market class, whatever you want to sign up for, use that code and you can give it a try. And also there's a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So if you have any issues with anything in the Black Business School, that's another thing. We have a great customer support team. So you can email support@theblackbusinessschool.com. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com, and they can take care of you. They'll make sure that you're happy. Let's see, we could use you here in West Virginia. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not traveling for another couple months. I decided to just kick it at home. I canceled all my stuff. I had so many trips planned and everything, but I just said, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet and stay home with the family. And so you guys will be connecting digitally, and this is fun. In fact, I actually prepared a little list of some tips for those of you who are going to be working from home and are looking for ways to be productive at home. Let me see. I saw a question here. If you have a question and you're in the slumber party, type the question in the Q&A section because I may not see all the questions in the chat. Are there classes for adults? Yes. We have Black Money 101 through 106. 101 is an introduction to the power of money. So if you just want to begin sort of with a broad-based understanding of how money works and everything else, go to blackmoney101.com. That's blackmoney101.com, and that'll get you started. I use the term black money because I believe that money is different from black money. I think black money is a special experience. It's a special set of challenges, a special situation that black people deal with that other people don't have to deal with. So we specialize in helping black people solve economic problems. We don't specialize in helping anybody else but black people. So feel free to go to blackmoney101.com. That's the introductory class. If you want to learn about stock market investing, you can go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com, THE. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. You can still do that $1 free trial that I talk about on my podcast. So that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. And if you want to learn how to start a business, like you're interested in trying to start an online business or something like that, that's 103. So that would be blackmoney103.com. And again, you can use that same code, Digital Slumber Party. All is one word, and get 70% off tonight. So feel free to do that if that's of interest to you. So what state? Oh, James, somebody's asking James what state he lives in. Okay, so let me give you guys some tips on how to work from home. Now, some of you were asking me about this. Actually, before I do that, I've been super serious. So let me show you guys something I thought was really funny. Did anybody else see this video? I just, since we might as well like laugh about this coronavirus crap. I saw this video and I thought it was funny, so I'll play it. It's Cardi B, but it's after midnight, so fuck it. Here it is.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real! Shit is getting real! Shit is real! Coronavirus! Shit is real!
Hold up.
Okay. All right. So that's our ratchet moment. I just thought that was funny. I know it's Cardi B, and I know Cardi B should be in jail with Bill Cosby, but I just thought that video was funny, and I really just thought it was really crazy how they got Bugs Bunny dancing to that was just So creative. Black people are so creative. All right, so let me give you guys some that was a fun little break so we can laugh together. Let me give you some tips that for working from home. I encourage you to embrace it. Try to embrace it if you can, as opposed to fighting against it. It is what it is. We're all stuck at home for a while. I'm gonna tell you, just be honest with you. It's gonna take a while to convince me that this virus is dangerous, because I've not seen one single person who's had it in terms of celebrities who's gotten sick or died. I see it as something like, okay, it's there, it's inside you. There's a million other bacteria and viruses inside of you right now. And so, it is what it is. So let me give you some tips in terms of working from home that I think you should apply in order to help you focus. Most people try to work from home and they just can't get anything done. And I've been working from home for over 20 years. And so I figured out some little tricks. They help me get things done. The first thing you have to do if you work from home is isolate yourself. Don't try to work around other people, and don't work around any distractions. So that means, obviously not like having the TV on and all that, or having people think that you're home when you're working, right? You got to have time where you're really still at work, right? So that might mean either going in a place where you lock the door, shut the door, whatever, to keep the kids out or whatever, or maybe you literally, if there's a place you can go nearby and leave the house, that can help too. Like that's what I would do sometimes. I would just actually leave the house and say, I'm gonna be at work. I'll be back 7 hours from now. So isolation is really important. And Alicia and I had to have conversations about that. I said, look, just because I'm downstairs don't mean I'm really at home. I really don't like to be bothered more than once every hour or two. And I know it sounds terrible, but the way my brain works, I get into a flow. And it's like, if you disrupt that flow, then it's going to throw me off. So another thing, I turn my phone off. I have two phones. I have a business phone and I have a personal phone. I don't answer either one of those damn things. So my friends that call me, if you are my friend and you're watching this, now you know why I never answer when you call, because I got shit to do. I got things to finish. I have work I have to do. So I read a study that showed that how interruptions can kill your productivity, how literally if you're being interrupted on a regular basis, your productivity is going to be shot. And so, what I do is I turn everything off. I turn off all notifications. My phone does not beep. It does not buzz. It does not ding. It doesn't go off every time I get a Facebook notification. I don't know if y'all know this, but Facebook actually designs its noises to be addictive. Like they study, how they can train you like Pavlov's dog to respond to every ding, beep, and buzz that comes out of your phone. And so basically I turn all that off, and I turn off my social media. If I find myself getting on Facebook a little too much or whatever, I will shut down the browser and focus on what I got to focus on, or putting things in their pocket, so I compartmentalize, so I might say, okay, for 30 minutes, I give myself as much time as I need, or a full 30 minutes to go through as many emails as I can. And after the 30 minutes is up, I forget about email and I come back to it later. So I think that's a good tip. Next, create like a things to do list. So you can scratch things off your list as the day goes on. That way you get that sense of accomplishment, and also you can sort of keep your brain on track in terms of what you got to do. I don't know if you guys have the same problem I have, but a lot of people have the issue of either short attention spans or easy distractions, especially you millennials, you young people who are under the age of say 25 or 30. You grew up in a digital world, so you guys are like this all the time, all over the place. Well, you can't get things done if you're not focused. So I suggest keeping a to-do list and just promising yourself you're going to go down item by item and knock that to-do list out. Next, if you have family or friends and you're trying to build business, you're trying to do something or whatever, and you got other people in your family that understand business or want to learn business with you, use Zoom. Zoom is great. Like I use Zoom. I'm using Zoom right now. Zoom is awesome. I'll do 5-minute meetings with my team members on Zoom. I reach out to, my family. My whole family gets on Zoom. We do our family business meetings that way. Zoom is great for you in terms of gathering, even without actually having to physically gather. And it saves time. I like it also because even though I could have gotten an office and had everybody on my team come together in the office, I like virtual because I can just come right downstairs to my office, hit a button, and boom, I'm in a face-to-face meeting with somebody. Next, naps. Naps are awesome. Naps and hydration, those are basic things that really help you in terms of feeling good and feeling better about your work. It's a myth that you're supposed to work a 9 to 5 or work 8 straight hours or 10 straight hours. That's not natural. You're not supposed to do that. So you might have a job where you might go to work for 8 hours a day, but you're not actually supposed to do that. You're supposed to take a nap in the middle so that you can refresh yourself and actually enjoy your work, right? And, when I'm pushed too long, I start to hate what I'm doing. And when you hate what you're doing, it's no fun. The last piece, this is a little thing that I found I had in common with Will Smith's brother. I met Will Smith's brother, Harry, in Hollywood. And I'm going to tell you, I really like talking to Harry, man. Me and Harry had 2 conversations, and they were each about 2.5 hours long because we just had so much in common. He's a smart guy. He's into finances like me, and we both buffs of World War II. And I mean, it was really amazing to talk to his brother. And one of the things that Harry and I actually, ironically, both figured out in college was this. I told him, I said, one of the things that helped me a lot is I break my day into 30-minute blocks, right? So I give myself 30 minutes to do this task, 30 minutes to do the next task, 30 minutes to do that task. Every 30 minutes, I check in with myself to see what I'm going to do in the next 30 minutes. And he said, wow. He said, I did the same thing. He said, my GPA was really bad in college. And then I started breaking my day into 15-minute blocks. And he said, I started realizing how much time I have. Like, you're like, man, I got all these 15-minute blocks, and you can do a lot in 15 minutes. And so you may want to try from a time management perspective to break your day into like 15-minute blocks, 20-minute blocks, 30-minute blocks, no more than 45-minute blocks, maybe an hour if you want to stretch it. But that process really helps because then you can you can throw away everything and say, okay, for 30 minutes, I'm working on this. I'm not thinking about the stuff I did before. I'm not thinking about the stuff I'm going to do after. I'm not thinking about the stuff I'm not doing. I'm just focusing on this one thing for 30 minutes. And that kind of minimizes the amount of overwhelm. Like you're talking to a guy who has nothing. I have nothing but pages and pages of to-do lists and things, line items that I'm never going to finish. This to-do list has about 16 things on it. I ain't going to do half of that shit. But, but the thing is, by compartmentalizing into 30-minute blocks, I keep myself from going crazy with all the stuff that I have to do. Right. So you may want to try that. If you want some extra tips on how to do that type of stuff, how to manage time and set goals and overcome obstacles, deal with haters, all kinds of stuff. I actually put together like a life management kind of curriculum that you can check out. Feel free to check it out. It's in the Black Business School. It's at blackkeystogreatness.com. That's blackkeystogreatness.com. That same discount code, Digital Slumber Party. If you use that, you can get 70% off. So feel free to go check it out. I think it's really good. I put it together because I had a lot of young people asking me for advice, and older people too. Like, how do you manage all the stuff? How do you do all the stuff? Doc, it seems like you're always working. It's like, no, I'm not always working. I just am super efficient with my time. Like when I have conversations with people, I'm always time conscious. I'm always aware of the fact that I talk to you for 15 minutes instead of 10, right? Because I'm always sort of making sure everything has its proper place so that you get the time with the family, you get the time with yourself, you get the time to set your goals, because there's nothing more frustrating than to go through life and to have a whole bunch of shit you could have done and not accomplish that stuff. Like, that's a terrible feeling, and I never wanted to have that feeling. So feel free to check it out. Feel free to just try it. It's blackkeystogreatness.com. And like I said, anything that you want to check out or sign up for in the Black Business School, you can get 70% off for tonight only if you use the code Digital Slumber Party. Digital Slumber Party is one word. Now, one thing I want to show you guys also, speaking of like really cool coronavirus songs. Now, yeah, so Cardi B was a little ratchet, but so let me show you something that's a little less ratchet. D1, y'all know I love D1. D1, he did a song on the coronavirus that I thought was really dope. And let me see if I can, here we go. Crap, I just hit a button. Hold on, let me play this one. So, 1, 2, 3. So if I'm gonna play Cardi B, I gotta share D1. I mean, come on. What kind of human being would I be if I didn't share D1? Plus, he's my homie. I love the guy. All right, so here's the video. Here we go. Check it out.
4, bust it. Remix. I got them squirts for the low. Remix. I got them squirts for the low. Corona. D1. Look, where Italy at? USA at? Canada, China. We don't play that. It's that Corona clap. It's that Corona clap. I said I'm trying to stay safe, won't it please believe? But that corona make it hard for a player to breathe. Don't wash your hands, you might catch it, water and you stuck. Right now, them tickets to Jamaica only $15. I'm trying to quarantine myself, I'm staying inside. The NBA canceled on me, man, I'm feeling deprived. I'm out of toilet paper, but they ain't got none in the store. Man, that corona, wow, you can't wipe your butt no more. And ain't no more school for students, it's just classes online. This shit ain't about that headache graduation on FaceTime. Man, they trying to cancel God, I can't go into church. Got hand sanitizer on deck, and I'm selling squirts. My concert's getting canceled, man, I'm really so droll. But if you start coughing around me, I'm walking clean out the door. I'm telling all my people, stay home, it's really that real. Don't play with that coronavirus, man, cool out and just chill. Where France at, where Spain at, Africa, Philippines, we don't play that. It's that corona clap. It's that corona clap. Where Japan at? Where Brazil at? Mexico, let them know we don't feel that. It's that corona clap. It's that corona clap. Man, y'all be safe, man. Y'all stay inside, dog. Don't let that corona get you, dog. Hear me? It's your boy D1. Mission Vision all day.
All right, so D1, let me tell you about D1. D1 is a great guy and a great hip hop artist, and one of my favorite artists of all time. And he's also a guy that I talk business with a lot because he's a reminder that the entertainers that do the best are the ones that understand how the game of entertainment works. D is such a smart businessman that he got offered a deal from Cash Money Records, Lil Wayne's joint. And every rapper, wanted to be part of Cash Money. I mean, they had Drake and Nicki Minaj and Lil Wayne and all these other artists. And D said, no, thank you. He said, no, thanks, because he didn't want to be, I guess he chose not to be a part of that for whatever reason. And the reason I believe is because D figured out how to make money from his own music. He understood, concepts that we teach in the Black Business School, like branding and marketing and distribution and stuff like that. And so D is just a great dude, a smart guy. He used to be a teacher, a middle school teacher, and he realized how much influence hip hop had on the minds of young people. So he decided to consciously use hip hop as a way to influence young people to do positive things as opposed to negative. And I don't know if any of y'all have seen him or heard of him, but hopefully, if you haven't heard of him, I hope you guys will go check him out because he's just a good dude, and I just respect him so much, and I just think that he's the type of artist that we can all really get behind and just know. I mean, and he's a great rapper too. I mean, he went on Sway in the Morning and tore it up, and he represents the best of hip hop. And so I know Loud Green says fuck hip hop. Well, there's some parts of hip hop where you get really, really mad because of what, because of the way it got bastardized, right? But there are some artists out there that are really doing good work, and I think that we got to show respect to those artists as well. So anyway, D1 is my guy, and I have a lot of respect for him, and I think he's really awesome. Now let me show you guys something. Here, let me see here. Oh, what's the code? Yeah, the code is Digital Slumber Party. So if you go to the Black Business School, any class you want to sign up for, you can get 70% off if you like by using the code word Digital Slumber Party. And now remember what I told you guys that we were going to take over our section of Black Hollywood. And so what we've been doing with Boyce Watkins Films is we've been collaborating with a lot of Black filmmakers that are out there. In fact, if you are a Black filmmaker and you have a film and you want people to see it, we can incorporate you into our Black movie nights. We want to do some digital film fest. We've made deals with, we made a great deal with Quayle TV, KWELI. Quayle is the Black Netflix. So we made a deal with Quayle TV, KWELI, which is on, they have a great app. You can actually download it and subscribe, I think for $5, $6 a month, something like that. We made a deal with Quayle TV where we distribute our movies to Quayle, and we do other things with them, but we also distribute them there. And they also have like tons and tons of really good Black cinema on this app. And so, for example, some of the films that we've made out of Boyce Watkins Films are Resurrecting Black Wall Street, The Blueprint, all about the Black Wall Street Massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We made Raising a Black Scholar, which actually, I'm gonna just pull up the trailer for Raising a Black Scholar because I think you guys should see it. Tierra KJ Williams was the director of that. And I just really thought it was really cool that she did. And it's all about the Black homeschool movement and all the Black folks that are getting their kids out of these white supremacist universities and or in high schools and middle schools and all that stuff. So here we go. Check it out.
You come into our schools, you're going to be dead, be dead, be dead.
There are so many issues in the public education system. I don't think we have enough time in this documentary to cover them all.
The public school system is not designed really to teach Black people.
It's teaching our children to grow up and get jobs and to be workers, opposed to being leaders of themselves and being self-employed.
See, so the messaging that it is sending our children is dangerous.
They are getting paid for you to fail.
And that's what the school system is not teaching our children, not empowering them about ownership or entrepreneurship.
It behooves us to be masters of education.
There aren't too many people with PhDs locked up in prison.
So if you want to shock the shit out of them, you better succeed.
Okay, so that's Raising a Black Scholar. And let me see if I can show you another trailer for another film that we made called The Black Love. Actually, let me show you The Melanin Code. This is by Marcus Small. And that's another film that we partner with. We believe deeply in Black partnerships. So partnerships are the keys for us to be successful. And so Marcus Small made this great film called The Melanin Code, which is kind of the hidden colors genre, which I thought was really good as well. We're actually going to feature this on one of our Black movie nights. Which is our goal for that is to highlight Black filmmakers and directors and producers who are just doing great work in our community so that, we can keep this, keep that, 1.3 trillion at home and support our own as opposed to supporting the debauchery that's coming out of Hollywood. So here we go.
For 500 years, we have neglected the greatest evil of our time, which is white supremacy.
White supremacy is a system that dominates everything that non-white people do 24 hours a day in all of the areas of activity.
Black people are in poverty because of the legacy of slavery, because of the legacy and the continuation of white supremacy. White people are going to continue to put into their own community, and Black people don't trust their own.
There's crabs in the barrel, but then we got the crabs out of the barrel. Well, you done got out, you never look back.
Black people are economically sick, and we're being given the wrong economic medicine.
It's been instilled in us since back in slavery to divide us as a race.
We are the lesser population making the lesser income, but spending more as consumer. And that to me does not make sense.
All we do is shop. All we do is patronize entertainers and patronize entertainment.
We give away our vote and don't ask for anything in exchange.
We know that voting Democrat has not changed our condition.
Racism, it exists everywhere.
A young Black man is a thug, but then when a young white person does it, he's misguided.
Black men are locked up. They are thrown away. The keys tossed more than any other race.
They're building penitentiaries instead of schools.
We hand our children right over to not only their oppressor, but to a system that's proven that it ruins more Black children than it actually strengthens.
Why would you take slavery out of a textbook to teach it?
I think it's very important for us to educate our own youth.
We can't continue to just sit back and pray and say, at some point, God is going to make this better. Somebody is coming back to save us.
In order for us to have a movement, we first have to make sure that our house is in financial order.
So let's wake up. Let's wake up, world.
Okay, so what do y'all think about that? What do you guys think? I love it. I love what Marcus Small did. And actually, now that I think about it, I think that Mark Harris, another brilliant brother, is actually going to join us for the next Black movie night. I got to double check that because I got to start letting people know when we're going to have it. Because I think it might be this week. But the goal is at the end of the day, we have to support our own. We have to build our own. And we have a Black movie night Thursday, March 19th. And in fact, what I'm going to do is while we're talking, I'm going to go ahead and set up the link because I really should have done that a while back. And I apologize for that. But Black movie night, the reason we have Black movie night is not just so that we can all gather together as Black people and enjoy each other's company, but it's also because Hollywood should be ours. Like we should own all of that. Like that should all be ours. Why are we giving billions of dollars a year to a bunch of people who don't like us, who are giving us, a greasy, nasty ass debaucherous agenda, who are really portraying us in ways that, are not accurate and consistent with who we are. I don't understand that. And I think the only reason that this would make sense is that we just don't know any better, or we haven't been taught any better, or nobody's talking about it. Well, I just want you to know, like, I'm going to talk about that. I want to talk about that now. And I'm just sick and damn tired of seeing talented Black people sitting on the sidelines, just sitting on the sidelines, can't get a damn opportunity while they are elevating and celebrating, people that that embarrass our community. It doesn't make any sense. So, maybe I sound angry. Maybe I sound, like I don't know. I guess I'm an angry Black man. I just accept that by now. But I really think we should all be angry. And so anyway, I just redirected the URL. So if you go to blackmovienight.net, that's blackmovienight.net, you should, assuming the redirect, maybe it hasn't started yet, but the redirect should kick in the next few minutes. So you can register for Black Movie Night, which is Thursday night on the 19th at 8 p.m. Let me see, 8. It looks like it's, wait, hold on. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, Thursday the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have Mark Harris. And Mark Harris is a great guy. Mark made a great movie called Black Coffee that everybody had told me about. Black Coffee was on Amazon, and everybody kept saying, you got to see Black Coffee. You got to see Black Coffee. So I watched Black Coffee way back in like 2015 or 2014. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, okay, this movie is different. Like, there's something different about this movie. And whoever made this, I said, who made this movie? Because this sounds like some stuff that I would say. Like, this sounds like stuff I would say on my Facebook page. And I'm not an average Negro. Like, I don't say the stuff that you hear everybody else saying. And I found out that this guy, I looked him up, and I found out that we have been Facebook friends. He said, yeah, we've been Facebook friends for years. And I sent you a message, you never replied. And I felt terrible, right? And he actually lived a few blocks from me. And so I went in and started digging into this brother's work. And Mark Harris, this is the guy that should be getting whatever the Black version of the Oscars is. People like him should be getting those awards. When they're picking people like Lizzo and making Lizzo the entertainer of the year. And this is no disrespect to anybody that's overweight. A lot of Black folks are overweight, including myself. Most of us are overweight. So this is not about being the shame of overweight. This is about sort of feeling like you gotta twerk while playing the flute in order to impress white people. This is about, the lady who gets on TikTok, an app for children, and simulates sucking a man's penis. This is about this person who went to a Lakers game with her booty out. Like, you want to know where the coronavirus came from? I don't know. Maybe it came from her butt crack, because this lady's out here just doing the most in, trying to maintain a type of attention that is not good attention. You are the clown, you are the buffoon. So rather than telling Lizzo that she can't be herself, like, she can still keep cooning if she wants to, but I would rather at the same time, tell you what I love and tell you what we can support. There are lots of other Black women out here that are just as talented as Lizzo who can't get attention because they won't twerk while they play the flute. They don't want to go to a Lakers game with their booty out. They don't want to get on TikTok and pretend that they're sucking a man's penis. They want to just get out and perform and be talented. And so my goal is to support all of that, right? So with Black Movie Night, that's why we created that. We also want to do some digital film fests, as well as have, some award shows. Like, I think that'd be cool, right? To have like an all Black award show and really celebrate the people that matter to us. And in fact, one of the books that I have my students read in the Black Business School is a book called How the Jews Invented Hollywood. I have them read that book, How the Jews Invented Hollywood, because I want you to know what's possible. I want you to go look at what they did. That community, God bless them for building their own. God bless them for caring enough about their damn children that they weren't going to just sit around and just be oppressed. They went and they built up, all these massive studios in Hollywood, Warner Brothers and Universal Studios and MGM and the William Morris Agency. All that came out of an oppressed group of Eastern European Jews who were pissed off that they couldn't get their kids into white schools. They couldn't get white folks to hire them. They couldn't get the same opportunities as everybody else. So they built an opportunity. So don't go beg for a seat at the table, build a damn table. Black folks waste a lot of energy begging for a seat at the table because they lied to you and told you that somehow you were part of the American family, when everything that they do shows you that you ain't a part of shit. You ain't a part of nothing. You are a second-class citizen, and you are there for at their pleasure. You are there for them to use and to commodify, you know, like the same way you use a car, or the same way you use a horse, right? So you're valuable, but you're only valuable because you are an asset to somebody else. You don't own anything because somebody else owns you. A thing that's owned can't own something else. So you need to first start off by owning yourself, and then you go out and you start owning some of their shit. Like, that's really what I want to see you guys do. That's the mindset I want us to have. So I want to build a Black Hollywood. I believe that in this lifetime, in this generation, for as many years as I got on this planet, I believe that we can do something greater and bigger than what Tyler Perry has done down in Atlanta. It's just going to take us a little bit longer, because I ain't putting on no damn dress, and I'm not going to beg Lionsgate to give us the money. I'm going to go right to the community and present a proposal and present ideas and present your talent and present your products and present your people and present your most talented filmmakers and say, look, let me just get a bite of that 1.3 trillion. That 1.3 trillion that you're giving away to white folks every year, just give us a piece of it. Give us 5% of it and watch what we do. Watch us work with 5% of that 1.3 trillion. We'll build a whole industry that will last for the next 300 or 400 years, because we've got the expertise to do it. We're smart enough. We are not just as good as them, we are smarter than them. And I just want you guys to kind of hear what I'm saying on this. But you got to believe it. You got to believe it. And that's why I'm repeating myself, because I need to help you break out of whatever brainwashing is keeping you from believing that Black people can do things as good as white people. I don't believe we can do things as good as white people. I believe we can do things better. That's what I believe. So anyway, let me show you guys something else here. By the way, some of you were asking about where you can actually watch the movies. We actually have a platform in the Black Business School called ABNC Digital. ABNC stands for All Black National Convention. So if you go to abncdigital.com, you can get access to like all the films and stuff that we've made and all the stuff that we put in there and footage from the different conventions and stuff like that. So feel free to go to abncdigital.com, and that code that you can use to get 70% off everything in the Black Business School is Digital Slumber Party. One word. You can use it for tonight only. Digital Slumber Party, all is one word. And the other thing I was going to mention too, some of you were asking, how could you just get access to a bunch of stuff in the Black Business School? We do have kind of an all access premium package. So if you want to check that out, I think the URL is allblackeducation.com, allblackeducation.com. So you can actually sign up. You can do a lifetime membership and get access to a bunch of stuff for life, as long as for the life of the program. So feel free to check that out. And again, everything that we do has a 30-day 100% money back guarantee. So if you're not happy for any reason, let us know. We will give you your money back, and there's no issues there. So feel free to go check out allblackeducation.com if you just want to get a package that kind of includes everything. In fact, let me show you the screen for All Black Education. So this is it kind of includes everything, Black Money 101, 102, 103, the whole Black Money sequence, everything you want to know about being an entrepreneur, all the bonus materials, how to start a franchise, how to become a professional speaker, Black Keys to Greatness, how to make money as a blogger. Let's see, how to raise money for your business, how to raise $10,000 for your business in 30 days, 15 things every Black child should know about investing, 15 things every Black child should know about the stock market. So we educate the entire family. Black Financial Superstars, the debt and credit mastery program, Financial Juneteenth University. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So feel free to check it out. It's allblackeducation.com, and that discount code, Digital Slumber Party, one word, can be used to get 70% off anything that you want to buy. Anything that you want to buy, you can get 70% off. The code is Digital Slumber Party. The URL is allblackeducation.com. So, all right. So let's see here. Now let me pull up. I'm enjoying showing you guys these trailers. I haven't had a chance to really show you all this stuff yet. So let me show you a little something that we're also producing out in LA. Remember I told you guys we have the Black Hollywood thing going on. So I'm going to show you some shorts that Chanel Walker, aka Madam President, has been producing as part of our film division. Like I told you, we're doing the Tyler Perry thing. We're just going to do it better. So here's one of the shorts that they did for Black History Month. They're doing several of these. So here's one. They only take about a couple minutes. So check it out.
My daddy was a free man. Me and mama were slaves down there in Missouri, and I always wanted to be just like daddy. Fearless and free. But when those soldiers came up to Jefferson City, slaves became property of the military. So I was a cook, a washerwoman, and sometimes even a nurse. But I got tired of that after a while. I wanted to be free and make a living on my own, just like daddy. So guess what I did? Enlisted in the Army as a man. All I did was make my last name first and my first name last. After that, I was William Cathay in the 38th Infantry. I was out in Kansas and New Mexico defending immigrants and children. Lord knows I was scared after every medical exam. I just thought they were going to find out who I really was. That lasted for about 2 years. Then I got sick as a dog. Being out in that weather, going from place to place, made me ill. So I went to the doctor, and that's when they found out. And that's when I got discharged. Eventually, it had to come to an end. Important part is I made my mark. By stepping up and being courageous, I was able to make a name for myself. I'm Cathay Williams, first black woman in the U.S. military, and I am Black History too.
All right, so let me show you another one of these shorts. And what we did, the reason we did this is because we felt that there are stories that are not told, in public school and stuff like that. They're told from a certain perspective to keep you docile and to keep you weak. And so we want to tell stories that'll make you strong. And so we're not operating on the multi-million-dollar budget that we'd like to have. We're eventually going to get that one day. But right now, we're doing what we can with what we've got with the Black folks that we have that are working with us on some of these projects. So here's another one. Check it out.
Man, I marched with King, met up with Malcolm, and almost danced with Maya once. But I felt a little shame next to her because she was taller than me. Smarter than me, too. I think about those marching days and those boycott days. And the only boycott that worked was the Montgomery bus boycott. We walked, we organized rides, and we did whatever we could to see what we wanted. I guess Malcolm was right. We should have asked for the bus instead of the seat. I'm close to the grave now, and I don't know that we did it all the right way. But at the time, it felt right. We fought to come through front doors just to receive backdoor service. We fought for education. When was a time in history that a Jew let a Nazi educate their children or even create a curriculum for their children? Our poor children don't stand a chance against a man. My father worked sun up to sundown. I worked sun up to sundown just to make the ends meet in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Now my son has the freedom that I fought for. He leaves the house at 7 a.m., gets back in at 7 p.m. Wife gets in at 9 p.m. Kids haven't seen either parent all day. I don't know if this is what I was marching for, but I do know one thing. The civil rights movement had no financial benefit for people of color. I guess Malcolm was right. We should have asked for the bus. The hell with the seat. I'm just a man that marched a lot. I am Black History too.
Okay, so here's another one I want to show you. This one is about the Black Panthers, and this one's called Woodpecker.
Had to be 1967, 68. I was meeting up with my brothers because we were going to go down to the elementary school to feed the kids, breakfast like we do every morning. We always make them these pancakes with this sausage and egg, and then they like to split it in two and make like a pancake sandwich or whatever. I met up with them, and then we start walking, and then not even a step into our walk, the police pull up. So he stops us, he gets out the car. Where y'all Panther niggas going? Niggas, ain't no niggas over here. These are Panther warriors, Panther soldiers, Panther kings, but ain't no niggas over here. Well, apparently he took that as some kind of disrespect, some type of threat. So him and his partner pulled out them honky sticks, and then they just start swinging. So we start swinging right back. And then I hear more sirens, 3 more Squad cars pull up. So now there's a big brawl. So we're fighting, tussling, scrap, whatever you want to call it. And then I hear, bah, 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 bah. 6 shots rang off into the crowd. And I looked around trying to make sure that my brothers wasn't hit. But then I looked down and I have 6 shots in my body. Now, either there was like a woodpecker that came and did a number on me on the slide when I didn't know, or this just let off 6 shots in my body. When I hit that pavement, that's when I knew there was no woodpecker. As soon as my body hit that pavement, all the police rushed me. I mean, they start just beating me. I mean, they beat me so bad that the bullets came out of my body. They hauled us off to jail after that. They tried us in court, tortured us, did all these things to us, man. So much happened. But the only thing that was on my mind was how those kids didn't get to eat that morning. I'm a member of the Black Panther Party, and I am Black History too.
All right, so that's the goal. You know, a big part of the goal is to try to make content that you don't see in mainstream media, but also we're looking to partner with people that have stuff that they've already made, or people that are already content creators that are just looking for a platform. Because some of the stuff, I mean, you know, there's a cost that's attached to it, and it's tough to figure out some of that because, you know, when you have a Black business, it's not as easy to go and get money from, you know, white banks and things like that. And I don't even know if that's really what we want. And so we appeal to the community to help us figure out a way to fund projects that you guys would like to participate in and like to support. So ultimately, at the end of the day, I wanted you guys to kind of see some of what we had going on so that you can decide where you want to participate. And we are, you know, assertively asking you to consider, you know, with all the money that you spend with white folks, that you spend a little bit with some of the things that we got going on. And we like to show you things. We give you your money back if you're not happy. We just ask you guys to consider being a part of what we're trying to do, because what we have going is pretty good. It's not just pretty good, it's very good. And really what I can visualize is, you know, down in Atlanta, having a place that is, you know, and actually, you know, Tyler Perry's doing a little bit of this. Jay Morrison's doing a little bit of this. God bless him as well. He's a great, I respect the guy a lot. You know, but really having spaces where we're educating our own people, children all the way up to adults. We are employing our own people in various industries, you know, opening franchises, making movies, just doing all kinds of things to create an economic ecosystem. But in order to do that, you need all participants in that Black economy to be on board and to be connected to that. Sharif Abdul Malik is doing a great work with We Buy Black. Lamar Tyler is doing great work with Black and Married with Kids and Traffic Sales and Profit. And so I just really think that you're part of a revolution. You're part of a revolution and a natural evolution of Black business and Black economics in this country. And it's really exciting. It's a really exciting time to be a part of this Black Wall Street. The Black Wall Street is not a physical place. It is a digital place for the most part. Like, we're together digitally. Like, a lot of you are around the world in different parts of the world, as far as Africa. And we're connected right now in the middle of the night because we all got together and got on the computer. So I think that we should embrace that, understand that, take the lead on that, and use that as an avenue to do everything from educating our own children to creating our own jobs to supporting our own businesses. If we do that, then I think that Black people will win. Now, some of you are asking, you know, how do you participate in the Black Business School, stuff like that? You can go to All Black Education if you'd like to look at the all-inclusive package. Use that discount code Digital Slumber Party, one word, Digital Slumber Party, all together. You can get 70% off anything in the Black Business School. Our kids program is at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And I want to show you one more quick little video of a child I met in London. We did an event in London, and I tell you, when I was in London, Black London actually showed me the difference in terms of what white folks really did to you in America. When I was in London, not to say that Londoners haven't gone through their shit too. We know that the racism's real all over the world. But when I was in Black London and I looked out and I watched, you know, I saw all these people that were in line to get their book signed. Almost every single child had both their mother and their father. I noticed that. And in America, it's about a 50-50 at a lot of the events, right? No disrespect, not shaming anybody, but there's a difference in terms of family structure, a difference in the terms of the way people present themselves, because I don't think they're as inundated with the ratchetry, but they're very black. They're very committed, and I was really impressed. And so let me show you this video from this young lady that I saw in London. And this is sort of what I want to see produced, you know, through the Black Millionaires for Tomorrow program and stuff like that. So let me show you this young lady's video. It's really cool.
Hi, this is Brianna Notes live in London, and please tell us your name.
My name's Capri, and I'm 11.
You're 11, wonderful. And your parents?
My name is Miguel.
And I'm Danielle. Wonderful. You have created a lovely, lovely child. So we want to know, what did you think about the session, How to Turn Your Child into a Millionaire?
I think that the session, I learned quite a lot because I made sure that I brought my notebook and a pen, and I was writing down as he spoke. So in my notebook in my bag, I've got quite a few notes on how to become a millionaire myself and how to support black businesses who are listening to.
Nice. And you have your own business, right?
Yeah.
And what is that?
It's called the Teens Times Tables.
And could you tell us what your business deals with?
So what we do is we teach children times tables incorporated with music in it as well.
Could you do some for me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
1 times 5 is 12, NK kids around the world. 2 times 5 is 24, this is better than ever before. 3 times 5 is 36, makes you listed bad boy mix. 4 times 5 is 48, education each make. 5 times 5 is 60, don't live like DAB. 6 times 5 is 72, if you're bored, mine's meant to be. 7 times 5 is 84, come on all, you should know the score. 8 times 5 is 96, work real hard, you can be rich. 9 times 5 is 108, there's the lyrics that we create. 10 times 5 is 120, just money you up in a Bentley. CW, that's money I spent you. 3 T's on MTV.
That was phenomenal. Oh my goodness. That is phenomenal. So we have to keep in touch. We would love to see your journey, especially as you progress. And we're so happy that you are here. Now, parents, what did you all think of these sessions?
It was excellent. I found it very fueling and energizing. I'm just ready now to just go and put it all into action, to be honest. And especially about supporting black businesses. You know what I mean? Instead of going on Amazon, you know, you can Google how to buy whatever it is. As Dr. Boy says, something that's more from the kitchen. You can buy it from a black person. You know what I mean? And it keeps everything, you know, within, you know what I mean? And if it ain't helping you directly, it's going to be helping you indirectly, you know? So I'm all about that.
Nice. And you all are business owners too, as well, right?
Oh yeah, I'm self-employed podiatrist.
Nice. Well, we are excited to have you all here. And thank you so much for sharing. You are phenomenal. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that, you know, we traveled to a lot of cities. We've gone all over the world, and we're just seeing, you know, just black folks getting stronger all over the planet. You know, you guys know I was in Guyana. You know, that was pretty amazing. When I was in Guyana, there's a guy that came to my house, and I was taking a nap, and Alicia woke me up, and she said, one of your fans is down in the kitchen. And I said, what? And I had never been to Guyana. I didn't even know where Guyana was on the map. I'm ashamed to say it, because I went to the crappy public schools where I didn't learn geography. And but I was there because she had won this. She won a Fulbright. And yeah, this guy saw the house on Instagram, and he recognized the house, and he came to the house. And so, you know, to me, when I see that, when I'm out there and I'm meeting all of you, and I'm talking to people, I'm really seeing a change. You know, I don't really care if, you know, if a black person comes up to me and says, oh, I know you and I recognize you. Being famous is not a big deal. Who cares about that? What I listen to, if you guys want to know what's going through my head when I meet you, I'm listening to your story. I love the fact that everybody that comes up to me has a story about what they're doing to transform their children and their family when it comes to breaking cycles, when it comes to breaking the economic cycle of black brokenness, right? When it comes to sort of breaking cycles of financial irresponsibility, when it comes to breaking cycles of financial despair and devastation, that's really exciting to me. And or when somebody says, oh, I bought my first house because of you, or we started our first business because of you, or we're now making more money because of you. Like, that's really, really cool, because what that's telling me is that what we're doing is really working. And so if you want to know, you know, what the agenda is, part of the agenda also is, yeah, I want to be as well known as a rapper. I want this message to be as popular as hip hop songs. I see a lot of little children memorizing Cardi B lyrics learning how to shake their ass and make a little money, and learning how to do favors for a man in order to get a Gucci purse. But I don't really hear Black folks repeating and sort of understanding the things that are going to make us successful. So I want to see a little bit of both. Like, I want to see us just grow and evolve. And it's no diss on Cardi B, but I think that we can do better as a people. So anyway, so last thing I'm going to show you guys. And this is another thing that I just want to show you because I'm really proud of the Black Business School and what we built. This is your HBCU. This is HBCU 2.0 because you're not going to go in debt, but you're going to get educated at a higher level than you will at almost any university in the country. There is no university that you can go to right now and learn from Dr. Claude Anderson because even HBCUs don't teach powernomics. Unfortunately, they teach employee-onomics, which we know does not work. So let me show you this last little testimonial, and then we're going to bounce out because I just want you guys to see some of this. So I just thought I'd gather it because I don't show it that often. So I'll show it to you now.
Hi, my name is Alicia Francis, and the Black Business School has been a niche for me for like the last year and a half. I did all three. And every penny of my tax return that I got, I divvied it up and I put it into all these different online stock companies that he suggested. And I kind of watched my money grow just like that. I purchased Weight Watchers for $16. Now I think today Weight Watchers were $70-something. In the Black household, you don't really talk about money a lot. And I'm changing that paradigm. I want my children to understand money because it's a whole different game if you're not educated when it comes to money.
So that's the last little piece. So if you guys want to sign your kids up for our Black Business School for Children, it's very, very good. It's revolutionary. It's going to change how they think. I guarantee that. Feel free to go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. And you can actually use the discount code Digital Slumber Party, and you can get 70% off anything in the school for as long as the code lasts. I'm going to leave it up there for about 24 hours. So you can use the code Digital Slumber Party at blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com to sign your kids up. Or if you just want sort of the premium package, you can go to allblackeducation.com. That's allblackeducation.com. Use that same code Digital Slumber Party, get 70% off. So there you go. That's the Black Business School in a nutshell. And also, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and answer a few of your questions that you have, and then we can bounce out for tonight. Let me see here. Thank you, Doc. 4 years ago, I began watching you. I know I now invest $1,000 a week, says Tyrese. Good. I love to see that transformation. Let me see here. Martin says, are there any economic lessons we can take from the 1918 Spanish flu that can be translated in today's terms in terms of strategies and opportunities? I don't know how the stock market performed after, when the flu happened. I got to go research that. I can say that there's a lot of comparison between what's going on now and the Great Depression, actually. The Great Depression was a time where a lot of people made a ton of money. So I would not just sort of run away from the stock market because it's crashing, like some people run toward the stock market because it's crashing, because that's when a lot of great deals can be found. Actually, I have a section in the Black Stock Market Program. At the bottom of the curriculum section, there's a section called What Dr. Boyce is Buying. And each day I go in and I talk to you about some stocks I'm buying and why I'm buying them. So if you go sign up, if you want to go sign that up, you can actually do the first 30 days for $1 by visiting theblackstockmarketprogram.com. THE, that's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Let's see here. Brandon says, no need to apologize, beloved. I appreciate your spirit. Some of the strongest men in the world show tears. Oh, he's talking about what I was. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, it just happens. It is what it is. Why am I hearing Dr. Watkins as well as a video he's showing? Because I'm stupid. I apologize for that. Hello, Mr. Watkins. Did you say the Children's Business School is 70% off for tonight? Do I put the code in after my payment info? Yeah, once you sign up, let me see. If you go to blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com, that's where the Black Business School for Children is. You should have something where you can hit enrolling course. And then let's say you pick the monthly option. Actually, let me share my screen. So let's say, so you get two options. You can either pay all at once for lifetime access for your child, which works if you If you have a child that is growing and you want the child to be able to come back to the material over and over. So we have a lifetime membership, we have an annual membership, we have a payment plan, we have the monthly plan where you can pay and just, pay that as long as you're a member. So let's say that you do this one here, right? And you hit enroll now. Well, if you do that, then what's going to happen is it's going to take you to this page here where you can hit add coupon, and you can put in your coupon code, which is Digital Slumber Party. And if you put that in there, see, it's $5.99 a year. You hit apply. That drops from $5.99 a year to $179.70. So, which last time I checked, that's a whole lot cheaper than all the money that we spend sending our kids to football camp and basketball camp and cheerleading camp and everything else. The only difference between that and football camp is that these are skills, unlike football, these are skills your child can use for the rest of their life that will help them make money for the rest of their life. Black men, Black boys become the best athletes in the world, and 99.9% of them never make a penny playing sports. Whereas if your children become the best entrepreneurs in the world, the majority of them will have opportunities to make money from that skill, and many of them will become millionaires. So literally, if we have 1,000 Black boys that, in addition to learning football and basketball, if they also learn how to become great entrepreneurs, then out of that million Black boys, thousands of them will become multimillionaires because, I was just in Atlanta at a conference, and I met several Black women and Black men who were millionaires, who were regular people who had regular jobs a couple years ago, and they learned the basics of entrepreneurship, and they were making, insane amounts of money, $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $250,000 a month, et cetera. So their opportunities are out there. And I think that given that freedom is so important for Black people, I think it's just sort of mission critical that we as Black people commit ourselves to being just the best wealth builders on the planet, to being just the most economically minded people ever. Like I want us to be greater than the Jews. Like I want us to just really create a stereotype. I want the stereotype in the year 2080 to be something like, damn, those Black people, they want to own everything. Those Black people, they gentrify my whole neighborhood. Those Black people, they own all the banks. Those Black people, they own all the businesses. Those Black people, they all talk about investing in the stock market. Like I want that to be the new stereotype. Those Black people, they all want to make straight A's in school. Like I just want to kind of see that. Jerome says, I just signed up for the Children's Business School. Thanks, OG. Thank you and congratulations to you, and thank you for being a great parent. Your children will thank you for this, years down the line. I promise you. If you get them through the curriculum, make sure they also pick up their degree. Once they go through all the videos, you become eligible to print out your certificate. We created that certificate because we want our children to get the self-esteem that comes from knowing that they went to business school at the age of 8 or the age of 12. That's going to put them ahead of other kids. A kid who's 9 who says, I went to the Black business school and I got a degree is going to see himself as a businessman. He's going to see himself as a Black man, and he's going to see himself as ahead of other kids, because other kids aren't going to business school until they're 17, 18, 19 years old. So I want to give your kids a head start. I think that's what's really important. Kara says, will the workbooks tie in with the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow course? Yeah, I didn't mention the workbooks, but yeah, we invented some financial workbooks and flashcards for Black children. If you want to take a look at the workbooks, you can go to financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. If you want to take a look at the flashcards, you can go to financialflashcards.com. So financialworkbooks.com or financialflashcards.com. That's where you can get the workbooks and flashcards. They go there as well. Masani says the code is not working for me. Make sure you put it in as one word, Digital Slumber Party, all as one word, not separate words. That might be the issue there. If you have any other issues, email our support team. Our customer support team is at support@theblackbusinessschool.com. That's support@theblackbusinessschool.com. William Wilson says there are so many stocks on sale, but every day the market gets worse and worse. Should I just buy now and put a stop loss on it? I can't tell you what to do. I'm not here to give you investment advice. That's not what I have to, I want to make sure I legally say that. But I buy the dips, because historically buying the dips is the way to build wealth. The market goes down. You might have to wait a little while, but that's the key to investing is patience. Patience is very important. Time is the number one factor in the wealth building equation. And I'm saying this as a mathematician who has, gone through the equations that describe how money grows. And in those equations, time is the number one factor in those equations. So give yourself time, be patient. This too shall pass. This ain't gonna last forever. In about 3 weeks, I bet we're gonna look at the coronavirus and say, okay, it's gonna probably spread. Most people aren't gonna die. We eventually got to go back to work. America must move on. And I think that's what's eventually going to occur. I can't imagine them having the country in shutdown mode for the next 10 years. That wouldn't make any sense. Daryl, stocks to buy during this coronavirus situation. Well, there are some stocks that are withstanding the downturn a little bit better than others. There are also some stocks that are benefiting from the current conditions, maybe stocks in the healthcare field, things like that, maybe construction because interest rates are now lower. So residential construction is expected to take a little bit of a boost. If you want to take a look at a lot of the stocks that I'm buying, I have a section in the Black Stock Market program at the bottom called What Dr. Boyce is Buying. So there are several videos I put down there describing a lot of the stocks I'm adding to my portfolio and why. So feel free to go to theblackstockmarketprogram.com and do the 30-day free trial for $1. That's theblackstockmarketprogram.com. Doctor, what's the point of a Black person getting an MBA? I don't know. You asked the question. I didn't. I would not get an MBA because I would not want to go that deep in debt. The only way I get an MBA is if you know you want to work for a corporation and you know that the income is going to be high enough that it's going to make sense for the amount of debt that you're going to have to take on. Now, my brother got an MBA and he didn't go look for a job. He wanted to get an MBA because he wanted to form the relationships that he formed at Cornell University. And that benefited us, actually. He knows a lot of people that are millionaires and billionaires because he went to Cornell. So I would say whatever it is you do, make sure you're clear about why you're doing it. Don't just go get another degree because everybody's getting more degrees. Black folks are getting lots of degrees and we're getting lots of debt to go with those degrees. And a lot of people are coming home and they can't figure out how to pay that debt. There's a video on YouTube right now of a Black woman who basically is saying, something, I think it's titled something like, I have a Harvard MBA and I can't pay my bills, or I have a Harvard MBA and I'm bankrupt. Well, that's because she went and got the education without understanding the why. So make sure you understand the why before you understand the what. The what does not matter as much as the why. So I don't care what your what is. I just need you to be able to tell me what your why is. And if your why is simply, well, I'm just doing it because everybody else is doing it, that's not a good why. I'm gonna be like, no. I knew a girl, this horrible, mean woman that I knew in grad school. And let me tell you, she was divorced. And I remember I asked her, we were young, we were like 28 and she was divorced. I was like, how'd you get divorced? We're not even that old yet. And she said she got married right out of college. And I said, okay, why did you get married right out of college? She said, I don't know. I just did it because that's what everybody told me I was supposed to do. And I said, really? Like, that's why you just did it? Because you did something that serious? You got married because everybody told you you were supposed to do it? That's not good. You don't live your life on autopilot, especially if you're Black. When you're Black, you can't live your life on autopilot. Don't do that because you're gonna fall down a pit because the world is designed for Black people to fail. The world is structured so that your Black ass ends up in a ditch, especially you talk about Black men. My God, the world is designed for you to end up in a ditch and die. So if you just walk around living on autopilot and you don't have the critical thinking skill to make your own decision, then you're screwed. You're going to screw yourself. So don't just do things because people tell you to do them. Do them because you understand why you're doing them. That's important. And I understand that really well because I spent my whole life being a weirdo and an oddball and not fitting in and all this other stuff. And now I look back on it, I'm like, thank God I had that because that led me to make a lot of decisions that were different from a lot of my friends. When I was in college, I had a lot of Black male friends where I was like, I can't even be your friend because you think we're supposed to go get drunk every Friday night and sleep with every pretty girl that walks by and not study. And that doesn't make sense to me because as a Black man, if I'm living that life, I'm gonna end up dead or in prison or hooked on drugs or an alcoholic. Why would I want to do that? So you gotta be able to go on your own path. That's why everybody's not cut out to come on my podcast. That's why I start off every conversation deliberately saying, this is the home for intelligent Black people. And I know right then I'm cutting out about 80% of all people out here because most of our people are drones and sheep. That's why, for example, in Washington, you had the police. Did y'all see this? The police put up a memo on Facebook that literally said, everybody, we'd like to make an announcement. We need you all to stop calling 911 because you don't have enough toilet paper. Did y'all hear that? Like literally, they were like, please stop calling 911 because you don't have enough toilet paper. Like, I was like, who does that? Who does? Like, and the fact that there are enough people doing that they had to make a special announcement. freaks me out because that don't make no damn sense to me. So I just think that at the end of the day, we have to acknowledge that some people are a little smarter than others. Some people are a little more strategic than others. Some people are able to play chess, and some people can't really even play checkers. And that's just the way it is. So if you are capable of playing chess, it's okay. Like being stupid is okay. I forgive you if you're a dumb person. Dumb people don't know that they're dumb, right? So if you're truly dumb and you don't know that you're dumb, I forgive you for you know not what you do. But what I don't have patience for is an intelligent Black person pretending to be an idiot. I don't have patience for intelligent people pretending to be stupid so you can fit in because you think stupid people run the world, or you think stupid people are the most important, or stupid people are the most powerful. Because seriously, like you have a rapper that is capable of being a brilliant lyricist because he actually passed English class and actually has a brain that actually works, but he pretends to be some doped up idiot who can't even pronounce his mama's name just so he can fit in. I don't like that. I don't like that. I think the Black man is supposed to be up here, but sometimes we get incentivized to want to come down here. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do y'all ever see that? Do you ever see like Black men who are literally ashamed of being smart? Like ashamed of being a good student, ashamed of being like a good dad, ashamed of being responsible because you want to fit in? No, don't do that. Don't do that. So anyway, let me keep going. Derek says, I joined your course and I just want to say thanks for your contribution to our people. Thank you, Derek. And congratulations to you. And I think you're going to love the class. I know you will. I know you're going to love everything in the Black Business School. Robert Jones, any plans to visit South Carolina? Not right now. I'm going to sit still for a little bit. Quincy says, I am researching business opportunities and affiliate marketing. What advice do you have for me? Find somebody who's really good at it and go take their class. That's what I would do. Like literally, if I want to learn how to do something, I would go find somebody teaching a class on it who can prove to me that they can do it well, and I go learn from them. If I want to learn how to play basketball, I want to go learn from Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan. I don't want to just try to figure it out on my own. Let's see. Adam Epps says Cardi B has to be one of the most lost souls to ever hit the hip hop scene. Yeah, that poor. I feel bad for her, honestly. I really do, because it's not her fault that she is who she is, right? It's really more so white supremacy's fault that they elevate the most ignorant Negroes and they keep the intelligent Black people suppressed. They suppress intelligence and they elevate ignorance. That's why Cardi B and Lizzo are at the top of the pile when you have other rappers that are just as good, just as talented, who can't get any shine, right? So that's just kind of, but that's how they run their system. That's why I think we need our own system. That's why we need our own media. That's why Black media is so important. So that's why I'm asking you guys to support this so that we can build this into something that's really going to work. And by the way, do me a favor, if you're watching outside, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, if you want to come in where I can see your questions, you can actually log in and register and come into the actual Digital Slumber Party by going to digitalslumberparty.com. That's digitalslumberparty.com. Let's see here. Taji says, is there a way to purchase all courses in an all-in-one inclusive package concurrently? Yes. The premium package doesn't have every single thing in the Black Business School, but it has a bunch of stuff. So if you want to go sign up for that and just kind of have access to a lot of stuff for the whole family, go to allblackeducation.com. That's allblackeducation.com. And the code discount to get 70% off just for today is Digital Slumber Party. Digital Slumber Party, all one word. So allblackeducation.com. Okay, let's see here. Christine, just enrolled in the stock market program, but I don't see your coronavirus lectures. Where can I find them? Go to the bottom. It's at the very bottom of the curriculum that says, what Dr. Boyce is buying. If you can't find it, email support at theblackbusinessschool.com, and they will take good care of you. They will respond to you very quickly. Our support team is really, really good. I like that Corona clap you posted. Good one. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's a song by D1. D1 is a great guy. Yo, dude, give me your thoughts about the poor buy water and toilet paper. I'm pretty sure the wealthy are buying stocks right now. Yeah. I mean, wealthy people they love times like this. You know what I was thinking? I'm not kidding. I'm gonna be honest with you. When Trump made his statement the other day, pay attention. Trump goes out and he says something that really surprised me to hear this from an arrogant, self-righteous billionaire who has a lot of money invested in the stock market. He basically just said, it's going to take us months and months to, control this thing. We probably won't have it under control till July or August. I was stunned that he made that statement because Trump's a liar, right? He could have said anything. The reason I was a little bit stunned is because you saw the stock market crash like a brick right when Trump made that statement. Like the stock market went, boom, boom. Why would Trump make that statement? Again, he's a liar. So why not just lie? Why not just be, I don't know, just naively optimistic like he is? I believe Trump is manipulating the stock market. I believe Trump is trying to get stock prices depressed so that he can go in and him and his friends can go buy a bunch of stocks while they're cheap. And he knows that he can go right back and make another announcement and push the prices back up again. This is something wealthy people do. And powerful, wealthy people have done this. 50 Cent, the rapper 50 Cent, got in big trouble with the SEC because the Securities and Exchange Commission. He got in big trouble with the Securities and Exchange Commission because he got this stock, this little penny stock, where he could control the market for it. He went on Instagram and said, everybody go buy this stock. Allegedly, this is what they accused him of doing, right? And then when the stock price went up, because everybody wanted to go buy it because 50 Cent had it, he sold his shares. He sold it. That's what they call a pump and dump. So, it happens. So let me see here. Lakeisha, does anyone have any suggestions on keeping educational info engaging and entertaining for kids of all ages while we parents work from home? Well, in a lot of our programs in the Black Business School, we actually have things that like cartoons and stuff like that associated with them, but there's other stuff out there as well. I would check YouTube as well. There's some good stuff on YouTube, Lakeisha. So there's plenty of stuff out there for sure. Do you use a Zoom professional account? Yes, we do. Does your Zoom have a monthly fee? Yes. House security? I have no idea. I think it's good. For sure, it's not free. It's probably more economically. Yeah. Zoom isn't free, but it's good. Doctor, I'm at work. Ivy says I'm at work on my phone, but I don't want to lose you. And I want to go to the Black Business School site and check out the stock market class, but it's hard because I'm at work. I won't be able to use the code because I don't get off until 5 a.m. Any suggestions? Just come in at 5 a.m. The code will still be up at 5 a.m. Ivy. So you can go to, so if you want that all in or that premium package with a bunch of the classes, you can go to allblackeducation.com and the code is, Digital Slumber Party, all one word, and you get 70% off everything in the Black Business School, and just for today only, because you guys, decided to hang out with me tonight in the middle of the night, and I appreciate that. Where can I purchase and rent these films, says Luther? ABNC Digital, abncdigital.com is where we keep a lot of our films. Also, raisinablackscholar.com is where the Raising a Black Scholar film is located as well. So if you want to just see that film, you can go there, or you can just go to abncdigital.com, which stands for All Black National Convention. That's abncdigital.com. And you can not just watch the films, you can see a lot of great footage in there of all the events and stuff, like the thing I did with Farrakhan and stuff like that. Let's see here. What's up with your boy, Andrew Gilliam? I don't know. It sounds like he has a secret life. I don't know if y'all know, Andrew Gilliam got caught with in a room with a male escort who likes to take Instagram pictures with his booty out. And the guy overdosed on crystal meth. And Andrew Gilliam is looking kind of suspect right now. And that's all I really know. I think that Andrew Gilliam probably pissed somebody off. Because I think in the Democratic Party, I think you got a lot of that stuff going on. Republicans too. But, remember Ed Buck, the guy who was injecting young black men with crystal meth, he was a big donor in the Democratic Party. So you've got a debaucherous kind of undercurrent in that party. There's a reason why the agenda is so strong is because, you've got a lot of that kind of happening. And there's reasons why certain people are elevated in the party, right? So I'm not trying to be hateful or nothing like that. In fact, I think Andrew Gilliam is a really smart dude. I mean, he went to Harvard or something, and people seem to like him, and he's a popular attorney, so he's very successful. So I don't really care what people do in the bedroom, honestly. It doesn't, I'm not offended if another man happens to be gay. I just don't care. As long as you ain't trying to get in bed with me, I'll do whatever you want. But I think that just, I feel bad probably, I guess, for his wife, if his wife didn't know, because, you got a lot of black women that are marrying these men and they think that these men are these, cut out square poster boys or, whatever you want to call it. And, or they feel that they got a prize and they actually have a guy who's got some stuff going on that isn't exactly child friendly. So I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but I am here to say that his career is probably over. They probably exposed him because that's what they do in politics. But I don't think he's the only one. Usually when you see one guy that gets busted, it's because there's a whole undercurrent of a bunch of people that are doing the same thing. And they just sort of choose who to bust. For example, I'd be curious to know what they have on Barack Obama. I'd be curious to know, what they have on him and Michelle that keeps them sort of in line. Because I believe they have something on everybody. And Chicago politics is so dirty and corrupt that anybody who rises through Chicago politics as fast as the Obamas did, I'm always suspicious. I'm sorry. I don't think they just promoted him up to the top ahead of everybody else just because they just love black people that much. I'm sorry, maybe I'm being cynical, but that's just my 2 cents. How do you help a man started with a blank slate on investing? Well, there's a lot of ways to get started. You can feel free. My stock market program is really good, so feel free to go check that out. theblackstockmarketprogram.com. The first 30 days cost just $1. But then also there's other stuff out there. I would start reading financial publications every day, and just take the baby steps. Let's see here. Kara says, I just signed up for the Black Millionaires of Tomorrow course. Do the workbooks tie in with the course? I bought them a while ago. They're not directly connected with the course, but it is a good supplement. If you want something sort of physical, you can hold, in your hand. Anybody else who wants to take a look at our workbooks for children, you can go to financialworkbooks.com. That's financialworkbooks.com. We spent 2 years doing this. We're really proud of it. We invented them specifically for Black children. They cover all the different grade bands. We also have flashcards. So financialflashcards.com and financialworkbooks.com is out there. Let's see here. I enrolled in T. Rogers' self class. He suggests that we digest the Willie Lynch letter, regurgitate it, and live it in reverse. What do you think, family? Says Quentin. Sure. Okay. I mean, I don't know if the Willie Lynch letter is even real, but it might as well be real because what he said was really real. Let's see. So will you be showing any Black films tonight for our slumber party? We showed a couple of things. It looks like that's an older question, but we showed a few things. We didn't get to show everything, but we're going to show some more. How do I watch these movies? It's abncdigital.com, All Black National Convention, abncdigital.com. Feel free to check that out. Karis, can you tell us about the multifamily real estate class a little bit? Do they help you find a team and do real estate deals? They help you with a lot of stuff. Now, do they help you find a team? Well, there are people in there that are all interested in real estate. So that you would, being part of a mastermind means you're collecting minds with other people. And so yeah, I'm sure they can help you do pretty much any of those things. So feel free to go check it out. It's theblackreigroup.com, THE, Quentin, let's see, no thoughts. Sorry, will you be doing any more Black anime films? Probably not for a while, but we're going to do a little bit of everything. I just kind of want to do as much as we can. I'm really excited about it. How can we make the course with the Black Business School? I don't know what that means, Damien. I'm sorry, I don't understand the question. Is the discount code good for the real estate investment course? Says Adamola. Yes, go ahead and use it for anything you want. But the code's going to shut down tomorrow morning because I'm giving you guys a really deep discount. We got to stay in business. But this is just really a thank you for everything, for your support. Alicia, which class would be best for me? I want to start a vlog on YouTube on natural healthcare and sell my products. Check out you can check out blackmoney103.com, which is an entrepreneurship class, which kind of covers a lot of stuff. blackmoney103.com. It's sort of built on this idea of what it takes to build a brand, become an influencer, sell a product. I have my own process that I've come up with over the years. But I also am a believer just in general that, find something that you believe in. Like you don't want to get in here just trying to talk about stuff that isn't, connected to you in a personal way. So when I'm talking to you guys, I really believe what I'm saying. Like everything I'm saying is I wouldn't say it if I didn't believe it. But everybody has to make a living. Also, what you want to do is you're trying to basically, it's like a type of making love. If you like having sex with another person is not a bad thing. Unless you violate that person. If you take it without permission, if you drug them so you can take it, then that's bad. Or if you rape them, then that's bad. But if they want to make love with you and you want to make love with them, then that's a good thing, right? So, doing business with somebody is a little bit like making love with another person, right? You're basically saying, hey, let's do a trade. I know you need stuff. And I've got some stuff. I know what you want, and I got it, and you got what I want, and we can kind of help each other out, and then everybody's happy, right? So a lot of times, I think that if you think about it, business is a lot like love, where there are people that will want to make love with you, or people that will want to date you, but you have to figure out how to make them happy so that they'll want to be around you, right? You can't have a one-sided relationship where you get all the benefits and they pay all the costs, right? So you have to sort of say, okay, I want that girl to want to go home with me. What do I need to do to make her look forward to going home with me, right? So that means there are expectations I have to place on myself, but also when I place those expectations on myself and I meet those expectations, I then have the right to reciprocate and ask for something in return, right? So ultimately, that's what doing business kind of looks like. So, as you're building your brand or building your business and stuff like that, I encourage you to do what Jeff Bezos used to always talk about. He always talked about obsessing over the customer. So if you obsess over the people that you serve and you figure out how to make them happy, then you can then step back and say, hey, look, I've done all these things for you. Will you guys also, be a part of our business? And then everybody's happy at the end of the day. Let's see here. Karima says, hard to decide which Black business school program to invest in with the discount code. Want something for the whole family. Allblackeducation.com, I think, is a great program for the whole family. And also use that code I gave you, Digital Slumber Party. You can get 70% off. That's a good deal. Like, we don't offer a deal like that hardly at all, ever. So feel free to check that out. Let's see here. So Jess is asking, what's the name of the course you just showed for $5.99 a year? Oh, that was blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's for Syracuse University. It's almost like taking financial concepts and making them into baby food. And what I found was that there were a lot of adults that were signing up who were in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s because they had always been intimidated by wealth and finance. And this made it simple for them. So whatever it takes to get you over the hump, that's what the program can do for you. So feel free to check it out. It's blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. Okay, guys, so I'm done. I'm losing my voice. I'm getting tired. So I need to go to bed. Thank you guys for hanging out with me with our first digital slumber party. I think I'm gonna do another one. I don't know. Give me a yes or no if you think we should try to do another one. I'm thinking that we can actually show some movies and stuff like that. I do know that we're gonna have a Black movie night on Thursday, on the 19th. So I hope you'll join us on the 19th. You go to blackmovienight.net. That's blackmovienight.net, and you can register. It's totally free. And we're gonna have Mark Harris, who made Black Coffee and Black and Privileged, and I mean, my brother's just a bad filmmaker, and he needs to be, your Martin Scorsese. He needs to be your Quentin Tarantino. He needs to be, we need to celebrate our own, man. Forget what everybody else is doing. B1, 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 Black first. Type B1 in the chat if you agree with me, if you ride with me on that. I believe that we should be first. I believe we take care of ourselves first, then we take care of other people. And that's why we're here. That's what we do. And that's what you're going to get from me. Okay, guys. So hit the thumbs up button before you go. Share, subscribe, all that stuff. And once again, the code, if you want to go over to the blackbusinessschool.com, the code is Digital Slumber Party. You can get 70% off. And also the premium package is allblackeducation.com. You can go there. Or the course or the program for children is blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. So feel free to go check that out. I'm out of here, guys. Have a good night. And Alicia sends her best as well. I'll talk to you later. Peace.